Hello, everyone. Hello. Welcome to another edition of Savings Minus Debt. And as always, I will give you guys about 3 minutes for people to get up in here, and then we're going to get started. Welcome, welcome. Get my phone, make sure it's on vibrate so we won't have any interruptions. Get up in here. Give everybody a chance to get up in here. Welcome. I'm your host, LJ Young. Let me get some things set up here while we're waiting. Let me bring that up here so I can see that too. Make sure that's on mute. There we go. All right, we're going to get started in about, like I said, 3 minutes as always. Give everybody a chance to get up in here. Everything seems to be delayed. Crazy. It is public. Yeah, I did make that public. All right. All right, we got about 1 more minute before we get started. Oops. Weird. All right. What's good, Nicer? Hello. Welcome. What is today? Wednesday? Yeah, it's Wednesday. Yeah, okay. I always get mixed up on my days whenever I get on. I really don't even know what day it is until I get online. Or I have an appointment with a client or something. That's the only time I really know what day it is. It's weird. Okay, it says all right. All right, all right, we are now at the 3 minute mark. We're over the 3 minute mark, so we're gonna get started. My name is LJ Young, and I am a 100% debt-free motivational speaker and personal finance educator. I help people become financially free by helping them financially see outside what I call the debt matrix. And the debt matrix is a place where everybody lives that believes in credit and debt and believes in financing everything that goes down in value, wondering why they're still living paycheck to paycheck, right? But that was me for the first 40 years of my life, right? I didn't know. I was making, a successful computer engineer, making 6 figures, but I was still living paycheck to paycheck, but couldn't figure out why. And it wasn't until I decided to trust mathematics. I came across Dave Ramsey, and Dave Ramsey basically said, trust mathematics and you'll win with money. And I said, it can't be that easy, right? And then I did, and I won, right? And I didn't figure it out till until I actually reached north of zero. What's up, Ill Wills? Until I reached north of zero, that's when I started to realize that what true financial freedom was. It was true financial freedom was not having debt, right? I had been living in debt. Hold on for a second. Until I experienced true freedom on the north side of zero. What's up, Scout? What's up, Ken? Once I got on the north side of zero, I realized that this was true freedom. And I wanted to help others feel this same type of freedom, right? It wasn't $1 million. It wasn't $1 billion. It wasn't $1 trillion. It was just get out of debt, right? Now, how do I do this? How do I help people? What I do, I expose what I call the glitches in the debt matrix. And the glitches are things that don't make mathematical sense, but yet people continue to do them, right? Finance cars, finance things that go down, cars, keep student loans for 10, 20, 30 years, financing cell phones, financing vacations, believing I'm a homeowner, believing I'm a homeowner when I have a 30-year mortgage, things of that nature. And I didn't really even know what type of mortgage I had. But anyway, so I didn't realize all of that until I got out of debt, right? And then I started the first thing I did was I started trying to tell my family and friends, hey, look what I discovered. This is true freedom. Debt is not part of life. That's a lie. That's an illusion, et cetera, et cetera. But the majority of them were not hearing me. And then I was thinking, whoa, wait a minute. I'm proving everything I'm saying with mathematics, but they're still not understanding me, right? And so then I started to realize it was more powerful than even that, right? This had nothing to do with love, blood, friendship. It was just it was a mentality, right? And then once I realized that's when I knew how powerful it was, what I've discovered, right? And it's so simple. It's just basic mathematics, right? Thank you, Will Wills, for throwing that up there. Now, lately, what's up, Herbert Walker? What's going on? Now, let me say, what is that? I heard the commercial to finance windows, doors. I thought of you. I know, right? See, it never ends. It never ends. And I get it. I get why it is, because our economy runs on debt. When you guys hear me talk about the system, you hear me talk about people. Let's talk about people. When I talk about people, hey, don't ever trust, don't take financial advice from people who finance cell phones, cars, houses, all that and all that kind of stuff, because they don't know. And it must be that way. The majority of our economy runs on debt, and the majority must remain in debt for this all to work, for the wealthy to remain wealthy, for the rich to remain rich, and those of us that are financially free, for us to remain this way. Okay, it must be this way. So I'm not saying anything negative about the system. The system is the system. Debt is debt. There's no such thing as good debt. There is no such thing as bad debt. Those are just people. That's how people feel about debt. Because somebody could say, hey, that's good debt. It could be bad debt to another person, right? So whenever you hear that, somebody describe debt, that's how they feel about it. And how a person feels about mathematics is 100% irrelevant. Okay, so don't even worry about that. Now, let's talk about the title of this video, should I invest while in the middle of a pandemic, during a pandemic, right? Now, I get this question a lot. I get this in comments. What should I do? First, you must understand, you must stop saying it as if you have a choice, right? Should I invest? Oh, the stock market's going up. I should get in now. This is what you should do. Add up all your savings, add up all your debt. Savings minus debt equals how much money you have to invest outside of yourself, right? Yes, including your mortgage. Yes, including your student loans. Yes, including your collections. Yes, including those tickets. Yes, including the old bill that you believe that's going to fall off in 7 years. All that stuff. Those are things that people in debt say, right? If that number's in the negative, you have no choice. So first, you got to say to yourself, I do not have the option to invest into the stock market. Okay. If you are in debt, savings minus debt equals how much money you have to invest. If that number's in the negative, the stock market is not an option for you. Buying a house is not an option for you. Buying a car is not an option for you. It's not even. So stop saying it as if you have an option, right? Or you'll have people say, hey, let's buy versus rent. You're throwing your money on rent, blah, blah, blah. Add up all your savings, add up all your debt. Savings minus debt equals how much money you have to buy a house. If that's in the negative, you have no money. You have no choice but to rent. There is no option. So you got to stop saying things like that if that's you, right? Now I know you see the stock market is going up, right? That's for people with money. That's not for people that don't have money. The majority of people whom are in debt, money doesn't exist in any form. If you're in debt, money doesn't even exist for you. So don't even consider the stock market. The stock market is an illusion to you. It doesn't, investing in your retirement, that's an illusion. You don't have any money. Savings minus debt equals how much money you have to invest into your retirement, into the stock market, right? That's an illusion to you. Savings minus debt equals how much money you have to invest into your retirement. Savings minus debt equals how much money you have to invest in the stock market. So when you see somebody emailed me the other day saying, hey, look at Carnival Cruises. They were down to $8 a share. Now they're up to 24. Now the average person sees that. Oh my God, I got to jump on that. It doesn't matter if you don't have any money. It doesn't matter what the stock market's doing. You don't have an option to do that. You don't have an option to get in on Apple stock. You don't have an option to get in on Amazon stock. But if you believe you do, you're helping the people with money that are in the stock market, because the stock market's no different than the casino. You might as well just go down to the casino. It's the same thing. It's no different. People believe the stock market is somehow different than a regular casino down the street. No, it's not. If you don't have money, everything is a casino to you. It's mathematically impossible to invest negative dollars into anything. So I want you guys to listen closely too. Those of you that are thinking about buying a house during a pandemic, investing in the stock market during a pandemic. This is like the worst time in history. This is the worst time to buy a house, car, anything, especially if you're in debt. Now, I want you to listen closely, and I want you to listen mathematically. Add up all your savings, add up all your debt. Savings minus debt equals how much money you have to invest in the stock market. If it's in the negative, you don't have that option, right? But if you believe you do, and you know you're in the negative, you have no mathematical choice but to borrow money to invest in the stock market. Okay, you have no choice. So what you're really doing is indirectly investing for the bank. You're indirectly investing for the bank. If you're trying to invest in your retirement, which is going to the stock market, whatever, you are investing indirectly for the bank into your 401k into the stock market. Right? You have no choice but to borrow. The bank cannot lose. They cannot lose. Now, when I say the bank, they've been at this for centuries. Okay, this is locked in. They have this kind of stuff on lockdown. If you don't understand, the bank is not into teaching people about money. They're into making money. Money doesn't even exist for people in debt. They don't even know that. You got to be very careful. Like right now, there's a lot of panic out here during a pandemic. There's a lot of panic. People are looking for anything to make some fast money. People that understand money are taking advantage of you, right? So if the next time a person comes up to you and says, hey, man, you should invest in the stock market, this is what you should say to them. Do you have your student loans? You do not take financial advice from people with 20-year-old student loans and a car payment and a finance cell phone in their hand. That's what you should ask them. Hey, man, they come up to you. Hey, man, you should invest in the stock market. Apple's down, Carnival Cruises, you should jump in on it. Do you have your student loan? Are you making car payments? Or did you finance that cell phone? Especially if they got a combination of all three. You do not take financial advice from a person like that ever. Hey man, is your student loans older than your house? How about are your student loans older than your car? Are your student loans older than your phone? That's a big no. That's a hell no. You don't take financial advice. You can ask those questions, and people like that, people in debt, they don't really understand why you're asking those type of questions. Okay. So don't worry about them. They're not going to get upset because they won't know why you're asking. Just ask that question. If they say yes, you just tune them out, turn them off like a TV, push the power, turn it off. Because what they're saying doesn't make any sense. Okay. You don't invest during a pandemic. We're about to have the biggest housing market crash, business crash of almost everything. I know it doesn't look like it when you go out and about. Like when you go out right now and go to restaurants and you go to the beach and stuff like that, it looks like nothing is wrong. Like everybody's just happy-go-lucky, right? Like nothing's happening. And you're probably in fear right now, like, damn, man, is it just me? Is it just me going through this problem right now? Is it just me? Oh, shout out to Ill Wills for the Cash App donation. Thank you, sir. Much appreciated, man. I know, and I really do. And you know, I appreciate that, man. Shout out to Ill Wills. I know it seems like that when you go out and drive around, it looks like everybody and their mama is normal, having fun, but that's an illusion. That's an illusion, okay? That's an illusion. Those are slaves. Those are slaves pretending that everything is okay. It's not just you, okay? It's millions. All you got to do is look at, there are millions. Pay attention to what you see that you know for a fact. Only look at the things that you know for a fact. There are millions of people out of work. There are millions of jobs gone, lost. That's millions of people that can't pay their car note, can't make their rent, can't pay their mortgage. This is serious business. So don't succumb to the illusion. Don't buy a house and get locked into the value of that house today, because it's not going to be worth that next year. It's going to plummet. And guess what? If you buy a house right now, if you refinance a house right now, you're going to be locked into the price, the value of your house right now, which is not going to be the same price next year. It's not. It's not going to be the same price. And when everything crashes, there's nothing worse than making payments on a house that you know for a fact is not even worth the price the price you're paying right now, that you're going to be paying. It's not even going to worth that. So right now, you do not invest in anything, especially if you're in debt. First, you got to determine, again, since I said from the beginning, you got to determine if investing is even an option. If you're in debt, the only person you can invest in is you. Right now, it's just you. You got to be careful during a pandemic, because there's going to be a lot of people that are in fear, that are coming up with plans to get you to invest with them, because they're in fear too, because they're going to lose everything. A lot of people are going to lose everything. A lot, not just you, the majority. So the people you're seeing out there lollygagging, doing everything, it looks like they're just enjoying life, going on vacations, that's on borrowed money. They're digging themselves deeper in debt. And the bank's handing them the shovel at an interest rate. At an interest rate too. I know you're thinking, you believe that you're losing out on when you're seeing the stock market doing what it's doing. You're like, how can the stock market be that way in the middle of a pandemic? What you're seeing, that's the rich people. That's people with money. People with money are buying back their stocks at a low interest rate, probably taking some of the PPP money, that SBA money, whatever it's called, right? Not PPP, SBA, right? SBA money, and buying back their stocks at a cheap rate. This is a time, if you have money, this is the time for you. But if you don't have money, you may look like, say like you're in debt, but you took $10,000 and you bought Carnival stock, the cruise line, at $8 a share. And now you see it go up to $24 a share. You believe that you made money, right? You believe you made money. But when you look back, you say, but my student loan's 20 years old. You didn't make any money. You just made money for the bank. You didn't make money for you. Okay? That's an illusion. This is what I teach is a very hard pill to swallow. But if your student loans are that old, you got 2 car notes, you don't even know what the interest rate is on your car notes, stuff like that. Only people in debt do things like that. Only people in debt buy cars during a pandemic, finance a car. Let me stop saying buy, finance, right? Now, if you're in fear in the middle of this pandemic, you're going to be attracted to financial plans with very dramatic descriptions, adjectives described on debt. Hey, velocity banking, infinite banking, savage financing. You got to stop and ask yourself, why are they describing debt like that? That makes absolutely no sense. That's like saying 1 + 1 equals velocity 2. 1 + 1 equals infinite 2. See how that sounds? That's what it really is. That it sounds ridiculous, doesn't it? Because that's what it is. It makes absolutely no sense. No mathematical sense whatsoever. 1 + 1 equals savage 2. You would look at me like I'm crazy if I said that to you. Hey, Linnell, what's 1 + 1? Oh, it's infinite 2. Those are people scrambling. They're scrambling. I don't fall for the facade. Don't care. I don't want you to fall for how they're dressed, what they look like, what their videos look like, fancy stuff flying across the screens. That means absolutely nothing. All you got to do is look out the window. Millions are out of work. Millions. Foreclosures. People are in forbearance on all their student loans, forbearance in their mortgage payments, behind on their rent. That's what you got to pay attention to. Don't walk outside and drive around and look at packed restaurants. That means absolutely nothing. That's good. That's good for the restaurants. That's good for businesses. Yeah, that's definitely good for businesses. But you as a consumer, no, that's very bad. That's very bad. The only person you should be investing in is you. Only you. Figure out how to work, get a job, pay off your debt, or file Chapter 7 bankruptcy. If you add up all your savings and add up all your debt right now, right? And you look at that amount of debt and you've lost a job and you look at that and say, it's going to take me more than 10 years to pay that off. What you do is go get a lawyer, go get a really good lawyer and say, hey, I want to file Chapter 7 bankruptcy and free yourself. Because I kid you not, 2021, that's the beginning of the new economy. Right now, to the end of the year, we're working out the kinks. They're working out all the kinks. They're okay. This is the new way. We're gonna make everybody 1099. We're gonna pay them only $15 an hour because they're gonna accept it. You know why? Because there are no jobs. So the majority are gonna accept what they can get. Because they got to survive. I get it. You got to pay your rent. You got to eat. So I deserve this. These jobs, these traditional jobs that have been paying X amount of money. These businesses had to pay these employees that money because they had no choice. But now businesses have a choice. They had to scramble to get these people home, to work from home. Now that they work from home, they're not going to go backwards. What's up, DTN? How you doing, man? Nice. Been a minute. They're not going to go backwards. They're going to take advantage. Now the businesses are like, finally, we can catch up with Uber. Finally, we can catch up with Amazon. Finally. And all the other businesses that have created 1099 workers. Now they don't have to pay side companies like CDP? That do your taxes, and they don't have to pay them anymore because people will now be responsible for their own taxes, for their own insurance. and the essential workers that stayed working during the pandemic with a 20% pay cut, you think people that are going to get hired, they're coming back and they're going to give everybody the 20% back? No, they're not. You're never getting that back. That's done. The way things were before is over. Get ready. 2021. If you want to be ready for the new economy, you must be at zero. You must know that you're in debt. You got to accept it. You must know it. The starting line is zero. You want to be at zero by the time 2021 gets here. You want to be at zero. I promise you. Invest in yourself first. Stop looking at the stock market and believe you have the option to do that, because the stock market is an illusion, just like money. If money is an illusion to the majority of people in debt, money, not if, it is an illusion. Money, gold, silver, cryptocurrency, money in any form is an illusion to people in debt. In order for you to change it from an illusion to reality, you must get out of debt. You have to. There is no choice. You also start by using the correct words. Like when you say buy a house, you got to stop saying buy. There's only one way to buy a house. That's with cash. That's the only way to buy a house. If you mean finance a house, you just say it. I'm going to finance this house for 30 years. You have to say that to yourself. I'm going to finance this house for 30 years. I'm going to finance this car for 84 months. I'm going to invest in the stock market. I'm going to finance my investment in the stock market in hopes of a return. Because if you want to jump in there, you really think you can flip some money, go right ahead. But just say that to yourself before you actually do it. I'm going to get a loan to invest in the stock market in hopes of a return. Say that to yourself. Whenever somebody, like if you're in a house right now with a mortgage and somebody says to you, are you a homeowner? You say to them, no, I'm buying it. I financed it. I still have 25 years to go. I won't be a homeowner for another 20 years. I won't be a homeowner for another 10 years. I won't be a homeowner for another 25 years. Keep saying that to yourself over and over till one day you wake up and say, I've been saying I'm going to buy this house for the past 10 years. And then when you refinance it, you start that clock all over to 30. And then when somebody says are you a homeowner? Oh, no, I won't be a homeowner for another 30 years. I thought you've been in that house for like 10, 15 years. I know, but I refinanced it. Now I won't be a homeowner for 30 years. That's what you must say to yourself. That's what you must say to yourself to continue. To go on, to finally finish and then finish saying that, finish out of the debt matrix, right? And invest in yourself. It's about you and no one else. All you got to do is do the exact opposite of the majority. The exact opposite of buying cars, the exact opposite of financing a house. All you got to do is, how much money is how much in mortgage loan debt? It's in the trillions. That's millions of people. Pay your house off, you'll be financially ahead of all those millions of people. Pay your car off, you'll be financially ahead of all those millions of people. Pay your credit cards off, you'll be financially ahead of all those millions of people. That's how you do it. Now, when people ask me these questions about investing, right, they don't really want to hear me say, are you in debt? Because that's the first question I ask them. Are you in debt? Oh, man, then you shouldn't be investing. You have no money. But if they say I do, well, I guess they do. All right, let me look at some of these. Let me see this. And Nisha says, investing when you're in debt is like the team with the worst record thinking they're going to the playoffs. Yes, it is, for sure. Ill Will says, man, when you make mistakes banking, they make you pay for it. No, you know what? They know the mistakes you're making already when you come to the bank. Like when people come to get a mortgage, right? When they're talking about investing or a business, say for example, people come to the bank and say, hey man, I want to buy a house. The first thing they do is pull your credit report. If they see a person has a 20-year-old student loan, they're going to treat you accordingly. They're going to treat you like a person that does not know, because you should not be walking into the bank asking for a $300,000 loan when you haven't paid off $50,000 in student loan debt in 20 years. They're going to treat you accordingly. Okay. DTN says, Linnell, man, it's been forever since I caught a live. Hey, man, I see you over there on Instagram. I do. I see you. I figure you've been busy. What's up, our cart? Saw you on Instagram last night. Appreciate you, man. What's up, Dave Sincere? BLS Holding. I didn't invest too much. Still scratching my head on how the stock market is so high. That's people with money. Right now, if you have money, like real money, like literally money, right now is the time. Can you imagine buying it? Because this is before, if you've listened to me before, I made the mistake of saying that gyms are done, cruise lines are done, all these big businesses are done. This is the mistake I made. Now I just watch what the majority would do. That's the only thing I say to myself now. What would the majority do if X, right? So I said to myself, now I say, what if they opened the cruise lines back up? What would the majority of people do if the cruise lines gave people deals? They would take it. They would do it. They would go. So right now is to invest. Same thing with airlines. We're always going to need to fly. It doesn't matter. Check this out. It doesn't matter if there's a killer. It doesn't matter if there's a virus out there killing people. It doesn't matter if everything closed down because of it and everything opened back up and nothing was done about it. People don't care. The majority of people do not care. That's the fact. It doesn't matter if there's a virus out there actually killing people worldwide. This is not just the United States. This is the world. But they'll go on a cruise because it's a good deal. Yes, they will. So if you got money, invest in airlines, invest in Carnival cruises, whatever that tanked that is. Apple's not going anywhere. People are financing cell phones. You think they're going anywhere? They're not going anywhere. They're not going anywhere. Dave Sincere says, people have a unique view of investing, especially if they never invested before. Some people just want to be in the game just to say they're in it. Exactly. Otherwise, they would take the time to learn how to do it correctly, but they don't. The majority of people that are in debt, they have no idea that money doesn't even exist for them. Those are the same people talking about, hey, you should invest in gold. Do you have your student loans? Yeah, then I'm not listening to you. Hey man, the dollar ain't worth anything. How long do you have your student loans? Okay, then I'm not listening to you. Algorithm says, so people who don't have money but still invest just get further in debt? Yes, because they have absolutely no money to invest. So algorithm, I'm gonna keep it simple so you can, not saying that you don't understand or anything, but just keep it simple for people that are in the room listening. If you have say like you have $2,000 that you're going to invest into the stock market, but you have $50,000 in debt, mathematically, 2,000 minus 50,000 is negative 48,000. The $2,000 that they're thinking about investing in the stock market doesn't even exist. It's not even there. But if they believe it's there, they're going to they have absolutely no mathematical choice but to borrow that money from somewhere. It doesn't matter where. I don't know, wherever, right? And then they're going to invest into the stock market at a percentage rate because they had to borrow the money. So borrowing money is not free. So it's at a percentage rate. And then they're going to invest in there. But for some reason, a person in debt, they believe whatever return that happens in the stock market, they believe it's all theirs. When it's going to take taxes out and it's going to take, they got to pay interest. Atif Shakur says, Amadre, $20,000 in 2 months in stocks. I'm not sure what you're saying there. I am not sure what you're saying. Ill Will says, man, it was a ghost ship that came into port yesterday after 6 months at sea. People don't care. They just want self-gratification. That's all they want. That's all they want. They don't want anything else. They want to, I don't know. I don't know what people in debt want. I really don't. You know what it is? They don't know. First of all, if you tell a person in debt that money doesn't exist for them and prove it to them with mathematics, they still won't believe you. They still won't believe you. Said he made $7,000 2 days ago. Congratulations. Gabriel says, no, invest in Velocity Banking. LJ, yeah, okay. All right. That $2,000 might win in part of the loan. I'm unsure of what you're talking about. Herbert Walker says, I agree you should pay off debt, but if your job offers a 401k match, take that free money. Put it this way, Herbert. Add up all your savings, add up all your debt. Savings minus debt equals the money you have to invest in your 401k to get a match. You cannot match negative dollars. That's mathematically impossible. The match, put it this way. The match is to entice people in debt to invest into their 401k. So if you can make people in debt believe that they're getting a match, you do it. Because you better believe companies that start a 401k, you better believe they get a huge tax break, huge. You cannot match negative dollars. So if you believe you're investing in your 401k with negative dollars and you also believe you get a match, I guess you just believe it. You know what I'm saying? So it really, Mecca says, what's good? What's good, Mecca? How you doing? Gabriel says, people in debt just want to return to normalcy. That's all they want, normalcy. They're begging for it. People are begging for it. You think like what's happening now has never been seen before this century and will never be seen again. Nobody in this room will ever see something like this again. A worldwide pandemic, we'll never see this again. Nobody in this room will see it again. But people out there buying houses and financing cars, buying houses. Okay, well, if you're doing it, I guess, whatever, you know. But it must be that way. It must be that way. Atif says, nicer. So if I have student loans, then I shouldn't have tried to invest and I never would have made. Put it this way, Atif, because I think you're missing the whole point. If you have student loans, you don't even have the option to invest in anything. You got to stop saying that to yourself. Stop saying that should I not do this? You didn't even have the option. But if you believe you did with student loans, you just believe you did. Because I can mathematically show you, Atif, that you didn't have the option to invest. But if you believe you did, I guess you believe you did. It's not even a question of wrong or right or woulda, coulda, shoulda. That's mathematically impossible, Atif. This is something that I can show you. I'm not making this up. I didn't invent mathematics. But if you understand this concept and you understand that The majority, put it this way. The majority of 85% of Americans are in debt. Now you take the percentage of those people that are investing in the stock market with money that doesn't even exist. Doesn't even exist. Now, if you're a person that understands money, can you imagine how you would kill it in the stock market with real money? All you got to do is watch people in debt. That's all you got to do. Watch people in debt. Watch what they do. It's so easy to follow. It's so easy to follow. And when you get out of debt, you will understand that the stock market is nothing more than the big boys casino. The real return on the guaranteed return on investment, because the stock market, anything you invest in the stock market is nothing is guaranteed ROI, return on investment, nothing. The only investment that is a guaranteed return, ROI, is taxes. Taxes are the guaranteed ROI. That's it. Nothing else. Nothing else. Guaranteed. Gabriel says student loans is a virus that people don't know they have. Exactly. Student loans are the slavery. It makes absolutely no sense why people believe that they can keep student loans for 20 years, but then they feel that they have the knowledge to invest into the stock market. When somebody comes up to me and says that, hey man, you should invest in the stock market. Look at that, man. So-and-so did this and they came back and made this and that. And I say, do you have student loans? Yeah. How long you've had them? 20 years. Why would I take advice from you? You haven't even invested in yourself. What do you mean? You have 20-year-old student loans. You have not even invested in yourself. So you believe that I'm going to take investment advice from you? No, I'm not. No, I'm not. You're checking your student loan balance on your financed iPhone. That doesn't make sense. CENTS, that doesn't make any type of sense. Let me put my CashApp thing up there. Student loans are the silent killer. That's the slavery, man. Slavery. People think slavery is dead. No, it's not. Student loans are the colorblind slave master. Colorblind slave master. Doesn't care what color you are. You better get off that. You hear the word slavery? I'm not talking about any color, because all student loan sees is colorblind. It sees green. If you've made up, check this out. If you've made up in your mind that you'll never pay off your student loans, guess what? You're going to be a slave until you're dead. Any money that you've invested in the stock market while having student loans, it's not there. I can prove it. If you invested $5,000 in the stock market right now, and say you put it in there 5,000, and then 2 weeks later it turned into 15,000. I understand why it looks like that. Oh, I made $15,000, but you have $50,000 in student loan debt. You didn't make anything. You're still in the negative. Say, let's do another example. Say like you had $5,000 and you have $50,000 in student loan debt. Right at that moment, you have $5,000 in cash that you're going to invest in the stock market, right? Right at that moment, you're negative 45,000. Negative. You put that $5,000 in you had to borrow that money, by the way, because you can't invest negative dollars into anything. So the $5,000 that you believe you're putting in there, it's at a percentage rate. Whatever that is, totally up to you, whatever, right? And say like that money turned into $15,000. Now, we're not even going to include the taxes that must come out if you decided to take that out, right? You're still in the net. 15,000 minus 50,000, whatever that is. What is that? 50, 40, 35,000. You're still negative $35,000. Even if your money tripled in the stock market, you're still in the negative. But the person in debt is going to tell all their friends, hey man, I flipped 5,000 and turned it into 15. Yeah, so you're still in the negative. Who cares what you did? That's not even including the taxes being taken out. and the percentage rate you have to pay on the borrowed money, whether you know this or not, is 100% irrelevant to mathematics. Dave Sincere says, I've learned more about investing the last 5 years than I have all my life, which is a shame. Stock market should be the last place to invest for anyone in debt or don't have a solid foundation to build from. Last, very last, very last. Gabriel says they program you to have it for the rest of your life to be a forever slave. Exactly. That's how it is. Gabriel, it must be that way. A slave must believe that they're investing in the stock market. They must believe that. Dave says, I want our people to think about finance with the same intensity and ferocity as they do going to a Beyonce concert or checking their Facebook IG. Yeah, man. Gabriel says, LJ, you're an alien, man. What are you saying? I am an alien, and I'm proud of it. I'm proud to be an alien. I call myself an alien all the time, and I'm putting together this video so you guys can understand that when you guys hear me say alien, I want you to understand that I'm not the only one that says that. Okay. Atif says, student loans are not an issue for me. I can write a check. Everybody in student loan debt says that. They all say that. Oh man, I can pay off that student loan debt anytime I want. Then do it. Everybody says that. The majority of people in student loan debt always say, and Atif, I want you to understand something, Atif. The majority of people in student loan debt, they say what you just said right here. Oh, I can write that off. Okay, then do it. Invest in yourself. Pay off your student loan debt. The 6% you're paying, whatever you're paying on that student loan debt, that's the 6% you're not going to be spending anymore. That's you pay your student loans off. That's a guaranteed 6% every single year in your pocket. But nobody ever does that. Oh man, that's so low. I'm going to do this. Okay. All right, person in student loan debt. They all say that. That's why it's $1.6 trillion, because they're going to get around to it when they feel like getting around to it. Let's see. Whoa, that went. A financial storm is coming. Yes, it is. All right. So Atif is talking to other people in there. James Stokes says, pay everybody you owe, then you can invest. Yes, for sure. Scout says, LJ, another reason others needs to chase to zero with us on the verge of a technology game changer. There will be numbers of persons out of work have to keep up with technology. Oh yeah, they're already out of work. They're already out of work. The whole world the financial game has changed. I want you guys to understand something. The new economy is here. The people that are in debt, they're the oil of the new engine of the new economy. Now they're putting them back out there. Okay, they lube the new engine. Let's see here. Oops, you guys are. Did that go? Oh crap. Sure. Foundation. Sorry, you guys. This thing is. It will says, LJ, not sitting behind a desk and not worrying about Monday morning. He is winning because you are here listening to his content. Thank you, Ill Wills. You got to be careful who you listen to. Anybody that comes to you and says, hey, I'm winning in the stock market, I'm doing this and that. I say, do you have student loans and how long have you had them? I'll say, how long did you go to college? They say 4 years. How long do you have your student loans? 10 years? I'm not listening to you. That doesn't make any sense. Archive said, oh, he's talking on Dave Sincere says, I watched Dwayne on how to build a 700 credit score on YouTube. Never heard of him. He started investing in the stock market 2 weeks ago. He put $100,000 of his money into a brokerage account. He lost almost 4K the first day. He did, however, rebound later in the week by making $31,000, but he had no idea about capital gains tax. He said he doesn't know what that is. Yeah. You got to be like, when I hear people say they made this and that, you guys got to understand something. I can throw up there, hey man, you got to remember, I can just say, hey man, I just invested $10,000 and I made $30,000. They're just saying it. Okay, you really can't listen to people what they say. The first thing, and you really can't really get involved personally when people talk like that, right? Because it doesn't mean anything unless you can see their personal credit report. If somebody tells me that they flipped all this money and then I see their entire credit report and they're $50,000 in student loan debt and it's 20 years old, they didn't flip anything. They're in the negative. Okay, it doesn't matter. So you can't really, who cares about the words that people say? That means nothing. Mathematics doesn't care about what people say. It doesn't matter. Okay. It will says hedge fund managers don't even use their own money. What is that called? When they do a call, what's that called? When people invest borrowed money, right? God, I forgot what they're called. And then they do a call on the money. I forgot. Somebody in here knows what it is. I forgot the exact name. TJ says, just showing up, appreciate you. But I'm sure your answer is not to invest, because if you have debt, you have no money to invest. You don't have any money to invest. Exactly. If you have money, great, man. This right now, if you have margin call, thanks, Dave. Appreciate it. Thank you. Margin call for people that use borrowed money to invest in the stock market. Now, if you have money, you can do things like that, right? You have money, because investing implies that you have extra money to invest. That's what it implies. Margin call, people start panicking. What do you mean? What do you mean? Gabriel says, LJ will be a good candidate for the bank. You know, if I have to get a job, if I ever had to get a job, you know, the only two jobs that I would be happily to work at, the IRS and the central bank. I would absolutely love it. I would show up early and stay late. Sure would. Not a regular person that works at these establishments at a bank. No, when they hear me speak, they watch these videos, they will know that I know. They will know that I know. Hey, LJ, hey, we got this desk. We're going to sit you here. Hey, whoa, you know that's not what I'm talking about. I might not know the name of it in this department, but it's here. I know it's here. I know the central bank knows that I know. I know that for a fact. The IRS, I know that they know. They can hear me and say, oh, yeah, that dude knows. Thank you, you guys. Margin call. Welcome, Baxter. What's up, Andre? Do not. I know this is a scary time for most, right? And when you hear people sound like they're winning in the stock market or they're doing something, those are the questions that you must ask those people when they say things like that. Do you have your student loans? Is that phone in your hand financed? Are you making car payments? What type of mortgage do you have? Is that an FHA mortgage that you have? Are you a homeowner and they say yes? You have a mortgage and they say yes? You stop listening to them. Because any numbers that they tell you that they're doing in the stock market is wrong. It's mathematically impossible to invest negative dollars into anything. That's impossible. Math is an exact science. That means it's never wrong. So if they choose to believe that they're winning in the stock market, whatever. Hey, I flipped this and did that and did this instead of that, whatever. You say to them, that's mathematically impossible. Make them say yes. Hey, man, if you add up this and do that, you're still in the negative. So you're really not doing that. Is my math correct? Yeah. This is how people in debt say, yeah, but had I not did this, I would have missed that. No, you didn't even have a choice to do that. What are you talking about? But if you believe you did, banks love people like that. Banks love people that believe they can invest with negative dollars. Banks absolutely love them. You better believe the student loan places, they absolutely love people like that. They love whoever holds all these students. Can you imagine the data center where all the student loan records are kept? I bet you that's buried deep out in the sea somewhere. You probably need a submarine to get to that data center. Nobody's getting to that. And if a hacker even came close, they would bury him under that. That's where they keep all the slave records. That's where they keep all the slave records. Oh, you're investing while you have student loan debt? Yeah, okay, whatever. Good job. Andre says people using their stimulus checks to trade. Yes, they are. Keyword stimulus. Not stimulus for people in debt, people in business that understand. People get, oh my God, how come Ruth Chris took to SBA money? They're smart. That's why. Did they do something illegal? Oh, your feelings are hurt because they're a multi-million-dollar business getting an SBA loan. Who cares how you feel about that? So what? Did they do something illegal? No? Then who cares? Why do you think they're multimillionaires? Because they understand how it works. Dave Sincere says, I have 4 brokerage accounts, and when you sign up, they ask you if you want to set up a margin account. The first time I saw that, I thought, then I immediately thought, why would I gamble with someone else's money when I worked my ass off to get debt free, especially in a game I'm just learning? Yep, don't ever do that. Don't ever do that. God, that thing is moving fast. So the $20,000 can't go towards student loans. Atif, if you believe the money is there, you can put your imaginary money anywhere you want. Okay, anywhere you want. If you believe you won in the stock market, I guess you just believe. I'm just saying something to you, Atif. If you believe you won in the stock market, I guess you just believe you won. Okay. My question to you, Atif, how long have you had your student loans? How long have you had your student loans? Gabriel says, if you worked for 40 years and never got a raise, that's your fault. Sure is, for sure. Dave says, I'm not trying to owe any brokerage firm any money. Nope, I don't want to owe nobody anything. Will says, Amazon AWS S3. I'm assuming that's a new version of their AWS software. John Kennedy says, facts, LJ, holding on to records forever on servers. Yeah, can you imagine? They are never releasing people. Those in debt, when they throw out the word, hey, man, we're going to get rid of some student loans. Can you imagine how many people in student loan debt cross their fingers and hoping that that's true? Let me tell you guys something. Any politician that says, hey, we're going to get rid of student loan debt, that's a lie. That's an illusion. They will never. Nobody has the power to release that many of their slaves and say like they wiped out student loan debt. The economy would crash. That would be $1.6 trillion wiped out. No, that will never happen. That will never happen. The only way you're going to get out of student loan debt is pay it off. That's it. There's other ways, but people in debt will never hear it, even if I told them. Wouldn't even matter. Legally, too. Legally. It will says Amazon AWS S3 is where the bodies are buried. A great deal of data is resting there. Dave Sincere says, I'm in some credit and credit repair groups on Facebook, and many people are panicking now. They are seeing their credit scores plummet by 100 to 110 points, and they have no idea why. Almost All of them took a COVID-19 forbearance in their student loans. You better believe that. Atif says, that's a $20K check in 2 months off your student loan. I had it for 2 years by choice. I believe you had it by choice. Everybody in student loan debt has their student loans by choice. Atif, you got to be careful with the things you're saying. Everybody in student loan debt have their student loans by choice. Nobody has it by no choice, right? You're choosing to do it. Okay. I understand that you choose that. Yeah, I guess he's still speaking. Hey, Atif, the only thing I can say to you, man, you're speaking debt and you don't know you're speaking debt. I owe this. I keep them by choice. I can pay at any time. There's $1.6 trillion in student loan debt. They all are saying the same thing you're saying, Atif. I can write a check. I choose to keep them. The interest rate is low. I can make more money investing over here. Then I can take that money and then pay off my student loans. Atif, you guys all say the same thing. That's why it's $1.6 trillion. Never, Atif, this is what I want you to understand something. The things that you're saying in this room, don't say outside of this channel, okay? You don't tell people that you went to college for 4 years, but you kept your student loan for 2 to 3, 15, however long you've kept them for. Don't say that. Don't say things like that out loud. You can say it here. This is cool. This is the area. This is the safe zone. But when you step outside of this channel, don't say you've kept your student loans longer than actually going to college, because people that understand money, they're going to say, didn't you take math? Wasn't math a requirement in college? You're going to say, well, yeah. Did you pass? Yeah. Oh, okay. All right. Andre says, locking them out of the new economy, locking them out. I feel sorry for the people that carry their student loans over to the new economy. You're never going to get out now. Whatever money that you were making in this past economy, whatever money you was making in this past economy, you're not going to make it in a new economy. It's a new economy. You got to have a skill. You can't get out of debt fast. There is no velocity out. There is no infinity. There is no savage. When you hear somebody say they can get you out of debt fast, this is what you're really saying. You're going to walk to your boss and say, "Hey man, can you speed up my paychecks? I need to get out of debt fast." Because the only way you can make money to get out of debt fast is the time in your life. What you going to do? Speed that up? Dave says, I remember when I was in college, all my friends were signing up for student loans like it was free money. That's exactly what they thought. I didn't have the financial astuteness. What is astuteness I have, but something inside of me knew that wasn't the move. I always took out the bare minimum. After I finished college, I paid my student loans off within 8 years. I have friends now. What you say? I have friends. Now let me see. Went to college with who are still paying on their student loans. That's crazy, man. That's insane. Our Carp says, I believe that Atif is the Denzel subscriber. Maybe. I mean, he's being respectful. I ain't really tripping on that. That's cool. But I just don't. Obviously Atif really doesn't understand what he's saying. He's saying these things out loud too. Gabriel says, thank the Lord I didn't go to college right out of high school. Me too. Hey, Gabriel, I didn't go to college right out of high school either. I didn't fall for that program because I was thinking, I don't even know what I want to go to college for. Why would I just spend the money just to go to college? Because when you're young, you just don't understand. You see TV, you see your parents. Hey, man, you need to do this. They don't know to say why. You think young people know to ask the question, Mom, Dad, do you guys still have your student loans? I'm 18 years old now. You mean to tell me that you've had your student loans longer than I've been alive? How long did you go to college? And that's cool. I welcome you, Atif. It ain't no, I mean, you've been nothing but respectful. You're just saying certain things. But if you believe you can invest money that you don't have into something, I guess you just believe it. It's not because anything I say, Atif, you have to agree with me mathematically. You have to. There is no choice. There is no option. LJ, you are right mathematically. Yes, that's all I want to hear. Dave Sincere says, I'm not going to tell my age, but I say my friends graduated college in the mid to late 90s. Wow. Atif says, I understand, but in the meantime, it won't take me 4 years. It won't take me 4 years to pay off my debt. I'm in the positive. Okay. However, I understand the man. Hey, cool. Atif, cool. If you believe you're in the positive, you're in the positive. Okay, man. Hey, man, I'm not, Atif, I'm not disagreeing with anything you're saying. If you believe you're in the positive, you're in the positive. Okay. All right, cool. Cool, man. All right. I have the money, but I get the point. I'm not in the red. Okay, Atif. Oh, okay, man. You can write. I heard you said, man. I can write a check. I can pay it off when I want, but I'd rather do this instead. I get it. People in student loan, I'm just saying to you, Atif, everybody in student loan debt says what you're saying. They all can write a check. They can pay it off when they feel like it. I totally get it. I totally get it. I understand. All right. I got you, man. All right. Okay, man. I got it. You can write a check. Got it. Got it. Dave just says, man, I tried to ask my parents money questions as a kid. They told me to stay out of grown folks' business, and you don't need to know that. My parents ducked every single occasion to talk about and teach us about. And you know what it is, Dave? They just didn't know. You know, they didn't know. My mom didn't know. My dad didn't know. They didn't know. They didn't know. And you know what? I'm not blaming my parents for not knowing, because this is powerful stuff. This is powerful stuff. If, like, for example, what Atif is saying, right? If you believe you can invest in the stock market with money that doesn't exist, how powerful does that tells you, that should tell you how powerful. Like Atif is saying this in the channel in front of everybody. He's saying it in front of everybody and proud to say it. Hey, man, I know I'm investing in the stock market with imaginary money. I know what I'm doing. Okay, then why are you telling us? I don't even get it. I really don't even get it. He's basically saying, I'm investing with imaginary money and I know it. And proud to say it. And proud to say it too. That's just like, wow. That should tell you guys how powerful this is. This is no joke. Whoever invented this system, they put it in plain sight. They're not hiding anything. Nothing. You can go up to a person and say, hey, man, you know that's mathematically impossible, right? Well, yeah, but there is no but. What are you talking about? There is no but. 1 + 1 = 2. Yeah, but what? Gabriel says, SMB family leave Denzel stands alone. I'm not, hey, when I'm over there on Denzel's side of things, I know people make it seems like for outsiders coming in, especially his people, right? They probably think I'm trying to put Denzel down. I'm trying to talk about him, but all his fans have to do is ask Denzel, do you think LJ is trying to talk bad about you or put you down? I guarantee you Denzel will say, no, he's not doing anything negative to me. I'm not. Andre says, I'm counting on that, thinking LJ. Thinking, what are you talking about, Andre? I'm standing from a standpoint of real money. Okay, Atif. Okay, man. Okay. I got you, man. Real money. Okay, it's real. It's real. All right, gotcha. Jared says, my dad always told me you can't spend your way out of debt and to always pay it. Yeah, you can't borrow your way out of debt. You can't do that. You assume I had imaginary money. Okay, Atif. I'll stop assuming. Gotcha. All right, cool. Okay, that's enough. Gabriel says, I can't wait for the future success for you, LJ, and the SMD family. Oh, yeah, nothing's stopping me. Nothing stopping me. I'm going straight to the top. And nobody can stop me. Nobody can say I'm wrong. They always got to, this is what they got to say. Yeah, LJ, I know your math is right, but whatever. I'm going to say it. Say my math is right. Say it. It is right, because if they don't, you got to remember, everybody got calculators on their phone, right? If they put these numbers in their calculator, they're going to know my math is right. So the person that says opposite, they have to say it correctly because they're going to know that they're wrong, right? It's whatever. Oh, debt thinking. Okay, gotcha. Ilwell says Denzel's a positive dude, good demeanor. I like him too, man. I like him. I mean, put it this way: what Denzel's doing is legal. Okay, it's a business. Nothing's wrong with it. He's not doing anything illegal. He's not ripping people off. He's not doing anybody bad. But just the math doesn't make sense. That's all. I wish him success. I mean, look at him. He's got thousands of subscribers, man. Hey, great. And I've had don't get me wrong, I've had people reach out to me. Hey, man, what do you think about velocity banking? You know what I say to them? I know nothing about it, but I know a guy that does. Denzel Napoleon Rodriguez. You know anything about infinite banking? Sure don't, but Denzel does. Do you want to know anything about it, LJ? No, but Denzel does. Gabriel says, hey, LJ, talk about how Nixon in 1971 changed the money to he removed it off the gold standard. Yeah, he did. I really don't even talk about that. Why bother with that for people in debt? I'm not talking about the gold standard for people in debt. Hey, in 71, Nixon took money off the gold standard. I'm not. No, they're gonna be like, what are you talking? What the hell are you talking about? Our Carp says, I'm sorry I wasn't trying to mess with Denzel fans. No, nobody. That's you guys, man. Will says, Jeff Bezos has imaginary money. How can they print his money? He will break the Fed. You don't even have to print that kind of money. There's no need to print. Dave says, I was reading that Wall Street Journal last night, and I could sense the laughter with the journalist who wrote the article. They talked about how Hertz car rental company just filed Chapter 11, and the stock market plummeted last week, but it rose over 800% by Monday. The author of the article blamed it on all the new investors who don't know anything about investing. And just as you know, yesterday's stock market, I don't even look at the stock market. I don't even look at it. I don't even look at the stock market. Don't even pay attention to it. I have no money to invest in the stock market, so I don't even pay attention to it. Why? That's none of my business. That's right now. That's only for people with real money. And I know it sounds weird. It's right now is the moment for people with real money and the people with imaginary money. So the people with real money can make even more money from their imaginary money. Daisy says, I rock with Denzel. Everyone is pitting this situation as a competition. Velocity banking is just one way of attacking debt. That's it. Yeah, that's it. It's not. If check this out. All you guys got to do is go to YouTube, right? And type in velocity banking. There's hundreds of people. There's hundreds of people talking about velocity banking. Hundreds. Why do you think there's so many people? I don't know. I have no idea. None of my business. None of my business. I'm not. I wish them all success. Every single one of them. Every single one of them is none of my business. Right now, when anybody asks me about velocity banking, I send them to Denzel and I say, tell him I sent you. Hey, LJ sent me your way. Make sure you tell Denzel I sent you. Why can't I send a super chat? I have no idea. It's up there. It's there. Appreciate it, though. Appreciate you trying. Gabriel says, that's how people in debt think debt is good, but they don't know they are talking about business debt. Yeah, when people mix business, you got to be very careful when you listen to people mix business debt and personal debt. Hey, well, LJ, well, what about if you invest in a building and you're talking about business debt? That's different. That's taxed very different. So I'm okay with business debt. Totally okay. That's totally different. That's why I always specifically say personal debt only. I'm only talking about personal debt. Oh man, what you talking about? Debt. You just a minute ago you said debt. Oh man, I don't feel like explaining that to you. Gabriel says, imagine if people in debt had no payments. How would their thinking be? Well, the economy would crash. The economy would crash. It would totally crash. If people in debt woke up, the economy would crash. None of this would work. Absolutely none of this would work. None of it. Dave Sincere says, people want an easy, quick way to get out of debt. There is no easy way to get out of debt unless you meet a sugar daddy or sugar mama or inherited a bunch of money. And even then, if you don't know the fundamentals, you're going to end up back where you started. Sure will. Sure will. You gotta be. I was on Instagram Live last night, man, and I got a couple of young people coming in there, right? And I just told them, I said, if you want to become a multimillionaire, all you got to do is trust mathematics. That's it. That's all you got to do is trust mathematics. That is it. That's it. Do the opposite of the majority. Do the opposite of student loan debt. Do the opposite of car loan debt. Do the opposite of credit card debt. That's all you got to do is do the opposite. TJ says, I think you should explain business debt and personal debt to people. It will make them understand everything. I really don't touch on the business debt. I can't. I don't. If they're in debt, it's almost pointless to explain. Like when I tell somebody taxes can make you rich and they're in debt, it wouldn't make any sense, right? I leave that to people like Cosmic, Hyphy, people that have been in business longer than I, that understand that more. But I don't even want to waste their time sending somebody to them explaining that when they're in debt. I just think it'll be a waste of their time, right? It'll just be a waste of their time. I want you guys to not panic during a pandemic. Try not to. I know things are scary. You probably lost your job. You got a mortgage. You got kids, car notes, payments out the ass, just payments on everything. And I understand the fear, right? There are no fast ways out of debt. I want you guys to pay close attention to all these credit. Have you noticed that they've been putting stars, like popular people pushing credit repair, people with fast this, make money fast, triple your money, because they're feeding off of your fear. They're hoping that you invest into them so they can save themselves. People that don't understand money, they're not getting out of this. All the financial fakers that you guys see right now on the internet and Instagram and social media, they're not going to make it past. They're not going to make it out of this one. They're not going to make it out of this one unless they open their eyes and figure out that they've been in debt. Can you imagine this? I said this the last video too. I said, what if somebody got an SBA loan? They were already in trouble, right? Behind on their business, making money because of the coronavirus, right? And then they get an SBA loan, and then all these riots happen. They get the money, fix up their business, get it prepared, and then the riots happen, and then their business is destroyed. Can you imagine? Imagine the mental state of that person. People don't even factor in depression. People don't even factor in depression right now. Can you imagine depression, the level of depression? People, if you look on social media right now, everybody seems happy. Everybody's taking pictures, going on trips. That's a facade. That's an illusion. That's all an illusion. People that still have jobs, for now you do. You know, it counts on what field you're in. I'm not saying everybody, okay? But the majority of jobs, an investment is not going to get you out right now. Invest in yourself. Right now is the time to invest in yourself. Right now, you have a get out of debt free card right now. Chapter 7. Chapter 7 will free you, get you ready for 2021, because it's going to be on and popping right there. 2021. I keep saying this too. I keep saying we are going to see the biggest, largest bailout in history. It's going to be trillions. It has to be, because the president is not going to let this whole economy tank on his watch. His ego's too big. President Trump's ego is way too big to have the biggest worldwide economy happen on his watch. He's not going to let that happen. His ego's way too big for that. No, sir. No, sir. You think he's going to come in on his watch, redo the whole tax system, right? Redo it. Whatever it was, whatever, it's for businesses, but whatever, right? That part doesn't matter, right? He comes in, redoes it for a bigger purpose, right? Now that new tax system, it can't match. That new tax system doesn't match the old economy. Anything before 2020, the new tax system does not match that. But I guarantee it's going to match the new one. And when that money comes in, guess what? It's going to enslave all the slaves for the next 100 years. Them, their children, their children's children, and their children's children. Until it's time to create a new economy 100 years from now, 70 to 100 years from now. Yes, sir. You guys know how deep people are going to be buried in taxes? You have no idea how deep people are going to be buried in taxes. You have not a clue. Buried. Thank you, Nicer. Okay, says, let me tell you, people are about to be suffering. Once July 31st hits, the government have to issue another stimulus, but they won't do it till August, I believe. Then that's when that $600 a week unemployment will be. You know what, Dave? And I totally understand what you're saying. They can't let that happen. They just can't. They can't let that money run out, because when that stops, people are rioting now for other reasons, okay? But then when you add no money on top of that, nah, man, the crime would go through the roof. Crime would just go rampant. And even another stimulus check, $1,200, that's not going to do it. I think the introduction to UBI, what is that? Universal Basic Income or something like that. This is the perfect time to introduce that. Now I'm thinking about it. This would be the perfect time to introduce that. Sure would. Ken says, the scout says, as long as you are debt free, have consistent revenue coming in, and you don't think in the matrix, you can make it the time. You can make it the times coming. Yeah, you won't even trip. You won't even trip. You won't even trip. You get out of debt, you will be economy proof. It won't matter what happens. You get out of debt, you won't care what happens. Like, think about it this way. Think about it this way. Imagine this. You working 20, 30 years of your life, right? You working 20, 30 years of your life. You're doing what they've told you to do, invest in your 401k, and then the economy tanks and then all your money is lost. Does that make any kind of sense to you? That makes absolutely no sense to me. None, zero. But if you're debt free, you can see that coming. When you're debt free, you can see something like that coming. You would just pull your money out and put it somewhere else so that doesn't happen. You can see that coming. That's clear as day. Oh man, a virus? Yeah, pull my money out of there and put it in here where it doesn't, whatever, wherever it goes, so it doesn't happen like that. That's clear as day. When you're in debt, you don't even understand. Put it this way: a lot of people that invest in the 401k, I was one of them. I would get my statements, my 401k statements from when I was working and when I was in debt, of course. I would get my statements, right? I never opened them. They just stacked up. They started stacking so much. You know what I did? I went online and said, go paperless. So now, out of sight, out of mind. The majority of people do that. They don't know. They can't see something coming and moving. They're just crossing their fingers and hope it doesn't happen. Oh my God, I hope it doesn't happen. I hope it doesn't happen. I hope the president saves us. And then they stick their head in the sand. Charles 2003 says, LJ, I believe the Democrats are looking at issuing UBI. It's one of their slogans for the upcoming election. Right now would be the time to introduce that for sure. Right now would be the time. Actually, it'd be a perfect time, really. There is not a person that would deny that kind of money. Because right now, people are getting extra money for the unemployment right now. They're so happy. They're making more money that they ever had in their entire than they're working right now. Can you imagine they introduce UBI? Oh, they'll be so happy. People in debt would be so happy. They would take that money. Oh man, now I can take that money, invest in the stock market. That's exactly what they want you to do. Take money that doesn't even exist. That way, it looks like they're helping them, but they're really not. I mean, they are. If you're debt free, it would help me. It would help people like me. Hey, if all the SMD family members that are financially free, debt free, oh yeah, UBI money, that would be great. That's awesome. But when you're in debt, now you're going to be dependent, because this is how people in debt do. They just become dependent on the things that are given to them. Universal basic income or something like that. I don't really know the details of it, but I've heard of it. Gabriel says people in debt have to work to pay off debt. Yes. They did push a bill out from the House, but I believe it's being blocked by the Senate and President. Same with student loan debt. Well, student loan debt's not going to pass anyway. That's never going to pass, right? Even if paying off student loan debt really doesn't even mean anything. I mean, who cares? That people in debt would think, oh, now I have more money. They would just, oh, now that I don't have this is how people in debt think. If they wiped out student loan debt, you know what people in debt would think? Now I can afford a car payment. Now I can afford, now that I don't have to pay my student loan, now I can afford $375, $400 car payment. That's all they do. They just transfer the debt. They're not getting out of debt. It's a check for $1,000 every month for $1,000 or something like that. $1,000 or $2,000. You know what that is? Slavery. If you let it, it'll be slavery, right? Total slavery. Let me throw my put that up there. Now, if you don't want this to happen to you, if you're tired of going through this and you want to make yourself economy proof, schedule a free 30-minute consultation right there, scrolling at the bottom, SavingsMinusDebt.com. Right there. I'll set you right up. Guaranteed. Guaranteed I'll set you up. All you got to do is believe what I'm going to show you. You got to just believe it. You got to look at the math and say, is that math true? Yeah. Then that's where you go. Right there. Andre says, I don't want UBI. It will mess up my tax bracket. Andre, you'll just figure out a different way. That's all. You're just like, oh, crap. Okay. Then you'll look deeper into something. They'll say, okay, UBI is here. This will mix up my tax bracket. What else is out there written inside of all that thick paperwork that's going to get me around UBI or do something? There's always ways. You know as well as I know, Andre, it's just not in plain sight for everybody to see. If everybody can see it, that means that's the wrong thing. If the majority can see that's in plain sight, that's not the right direction. The scout says, LJ, just look UBI because I was clueless from briefly looking over almost seems like welfare in some ways. Yeah, for sure. No, it's not for people that are not in debt. If they bring UBI, cool, I'll take it. Great, you know. Andre says, I hope they let us refuse it. Yeah, I mean, the way you're saying it, Andre, you must know a little bit more. So I'm not doubting what you're saying at all. I just, it counts on where you're at too. I get it. I get what you're saying. Quincy says, it's going to be millions of Americans in IRS debt next May 15th, 2021. Sure is. UBI is not welfare. Gabriel says, Quentin, it will be the next student loan crisis. Andre says, guess I'll have to buy some more phantom expense. Yeah. It'll be a new way to figure out something. That's all. It's constantly changing. It's always constantly changing. Josh 2003 says, I can see how that can become slavery. There was a meme going around showing a guy that rented a billboard with his stimulus money to ask women to call him. He did stimulate the local economy. That's why they call it stimulus money, because they know people in debt are going to take that money and stimulate the economy. Those in debt really don't understand what stimulus money really means. When people take that money and go buy some Jordans, they're stimulating the economy. They take that money and go buy a new iPhone, they're stimulating the economy. When they just go shopping with it, they're stimulating the economy, because honestly, the money doesn't exist for them. You think people are taking that $1,200, $2,400, whatever it was, and paying off their debt? No, they're not. No, sir. They're not doing any of that. No, sir. It's not like, I'm not going to really speak on UBI because I don't know enough about it to be talking about it. But all I'm saying, from the little bit that I do know about it, I'm just saying right now would be a perfect time to introduce it. Because those only two things I can think that can happen. I just don't believe our president's ego is so big, he's not going to let the economy crash, the biggest economy crash in history, On his watch, he's not going to let that happen. He's just not going to let it happen. I just don't see it. I don't see him letting that happen. I don't. High Fee says, seem like people in this country don't know jack about money. So smart on social media, but dumb in real life. Yeah, when I see people on social media saying things like, it's really easy to catch people when you're on social media talking about, hey man, look, I invested in here, I tripled my money, and people actually believe the words that people say on social media. When I see that, I go, I don't know any of that. I don't know if any of that is true. They're just saying that, I guess, whatever. It doesn't mean anything. They do that all the time. I had somebody on Facebook the other day talking about, yeah, I'm a millionaire, man. I'm a multimillionaire, and I made my millions in my early 20s. Okay, man, but why are you telling the world? Are you saying that to impress me or something? I don't get it. Because there is no way in the world that I'm going to tell somebody that I'm a multimillionaire in the middle of a worldwide pandemic where everybody is broke. I'm not going to say that. No, I'm not saying any of that. No, sir. None of that. He went big. I guess he did. He was looking for a quarantine love. Yeah. So how many people out there, and I see quite a few people in the channel today. Don't be shy. If you're new, you can chime in. I mean, you see other people. As long as you come in and just not be disrespectful, I'm cool with it. Even if you don't agree with me, it's totally cool. I promise you, right? It doesn't matter because my math is always going to be right. That it is what it is. As long as you say it, as long as you say my math is right, we're good. Then you could tell me whatever you want to tell me. After that, it's totally up to you. But I don't want you to succumb to people that are telling you things that that are unprovable. They're just talking. Okay? It doesn't mean anything. Don't feel bad because when people say things like that, hey man, I did this and tripled that and flipped that. Of course, when you're out of a job, no money, and you see that, you're like, oh my God, they must know how to do it right. They're smart and this and that, whatever. Whatever. Those are words on your computer screen, nothing more. Nothing more. What's up, James Nelson? How you doing? Welcome. Don't be shy. If you got people telling you to invest, I'm gonna give you the questions to ask that person. They won't know why you're asking. Okay? Hey, I invested in this. Is that cell phone in your hand financed? Do you have student loans? What kind of mortgage do you have? Those are the questions to ask those people. Okay? Good, man. I'm glad you're good, especially in a time like this. What's up, NC Biggs? Gave her stuff. Say my math is right, slave. Right? Well, I leave off the slave part. I just like, honestly, you guys see me. I always tell them, say my math is right. Say it. They have to. They have to say it. You can hear the chains rattling, coming up to the mic, come up to the keyboard. Their chains are rattling on their keyboard, pushing buttons. They got to start over, edit. Just say it right. Just say it. Oh man, it took me a while, man. My links are hitting letters on my keyboard, man. It started. I don't care. Spell check. Copy paste. Oh. Say my math is right, slave. Oh, shoot. I absolutely love what I do. I love helping my clients. Absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. The emails I get, you guys wouldn't even believe the type of emails I get, man, from strangers. Hey man, I've been binge watching your videos, man. Oh my God, man. Thank you. Appreciate it, man. Appreciate you. James says, your math is right. Messed up the letters. Got it. That was cool. I like that. I like that. NC Big says, oh, that's why I'm hitting the wrong keys with my chains on my neck. Yeah, man, it's cool, man, because imagine like this. You see the key over there, right? The key's right over there. You see that key. See, NC Biggs, you see the key over there, but when you try to reach for it, the chain goes. Long as you can see the key. Long as you can see that key, that's all that matters, okay? Juan says, next distraction for society will be the elections. Only slaves need a master. You're right, man. Another distraction. It's coming. It's coming. I see him ramping it up in social media. Oh, hey, get out there and vote. Get out. Okay. All right. Another distraction. Got it. Another distraction. Gabriel says, the universe sent the S&B family here for a reason. No, Teeth, you got time. You got timed out for trying to be funny. That's all. You're not really disrespectful, but you're trying to be funny on the super chat. Right? That's all. That's what you got timed out for. Okay. It's not funny, right? It's not even funny, man. What it is you got timed out for a corny joke. It's not even funny, man. And it is good, Atif. It's all good. When you come here, does it look like I'm worried about anybody that doesn't believe mathematics? I don't really care about people that don't believe in mathematics. I didn't invent math. When people come to me and say, hey, LJ, you're wrong, you know what I say? I didn't invent math. I didn't invent it. Do I look AIT? Do I look like that type of dude that I'm worried about anybody? I'm not. You're welcome. You are welcome here each and every time I go live. Welcome. Hey, and I'm gonna tell you something, Atif. I go over there like that video I just recently did with Denzel. I go over there and read the comments. I do. I be cracking up, man. I be cracking up. That stuff is funny stuff. That one dude, he called me Mr. Math. I was like, Mr. Math? He called me Mr. Math. I am Mr. Math. What do you think about that, Mr. Math? Nothing, because I'm not saying anything to you. James says, some of the things you're talking about, I have been practicing for a long time. Hey, man. Fee says, was you always somebody that would give guidance, or just when you started this channel? No, I've been doing this all my life since I was in grade school, right? I remember even in grade school, I was never, I've never been a follower, but even in grade school, I didn't really like people picking on people that didn't have the abilities that I had in school, like especially like physical abilities. Like in grade school, we played a lot of Soakum, with the red balls, kickball. Like Soakum that was my game. I used to tear people up in that game, right? But people used to pick on the people that didn't have the physical abilities to stay in the game. I used to encourage them to say, hey, man, you can do this. This is all you got to do. This, grab the ball, block that, use your peripheral vision, put some red marks on people, right? And then I would just do that throughout my whole, throughout school. I didn't let people pick on, when it was around me, I didn't let people pick on people that, no, you're not going to beat them up. No, you're not going to do that. No, that's not happening because you're bigger and badder or whatever. No. So I've been like this all my life, right? And honestly, Hyphes, throughout my life, I've noticed people always would worry about what I'm doing, right? Or what my girlfriend looks like, or what was I wearing? Or I used to always think to myself, why do people care about that? I don't care about what anybody's wearing. I don't care what anybody's doing, who they are, what color they are, if they're gay, straight. I'm like, that has nothing to do with me. Who cares? Gabriel says, LJ be having fun, making fun of people in debt. I just laugh because it's just math. Math has nothing to do with me. I just agree with it. That's all. NC Big says, wait, is high fee equal high fee? No, why would you say that? Gabriel says math will always be right. Always. Gabriel says, I think I'm going to tutor my little cousin about finance. How is your little cousin? Atif says, well, hopefully you got some of my money I sent several times. You know what I think? When I see people like that, I think the urge is so strong that they got to come over here and just say it. I just got to say it to him. I just got to. I don't have those urges. I just don't have those urges. I don't have the urge to go over to Denzel's page and say something to people that say something about me. I just don't have those urges. I like reading them. Don't get me wrong. I enjoy reading the comments. I do. I forgot the dude's name. It might have been Atif. I'm not sure. But there was somebody in there that, I mean, this dude commented like 5-6 times under one video. Oh man, I couldn't stand this dude, but I watched the whole video. The video was almost 3 hours long. You couldn't stand me for 3 hours? I'm not watching anybody that long that I don't like for 3 hours. I would never do that ever. If I click on there, like, again, nothing against Denzel, okay? I just cannot watch a whole video of that whiteboard. I can't do that. I just cannot do that. That's like drip torture to me, right? It just doesn't. I can't do that. Why would I watch? You know, but I'm not going to go under his video and say, hey, Denzel, you ain't nothing. You can't do this. You're dumb. I just wouldn't do that. There's no point in doing that. Right. I just don't do that. Thank you, Atif. Appreciate you, man. That's all I want to hear. That my math is right. Thank you, sir. Peace, dude. Peace, man. Peace, love. Oh, you said peace, dude. But you said, oh, you're back. I like your channel and your ideals. Appreciate you, man. I don't know Denzel, by the way. Okay, well, all right. Peace. Appreciate you coming, though, man. I do. Hey, man. But I'm just saying, Atif, just when you leave this channel and close down your computer and your laptop, just don't say those things out loud in public, because you don't know who's around you when you tell people you invest with imaginary money. Just try not to do that, man. Okay. Just some word of advice. That's all I'm saying, man. Or, you know, whatever. Stop confusing LJ. Ken's LJ, the scout says, LJ, don't ask where this is coming from, but wasn't battle and kickball oh, it was. I don't, was that SoCum? Was that the red ball? Oh man, I love those games. When grade school, ooh, man, when it was gym time and we went in there and the teacher said, we're gonna play SoCum with the red balls that lined up in the middle. Ooh, I was ready for that. Ooh, that was my game. Just that sound that it made when it hit somebody. Ooh. That was a lovely sound. Lovely sound. Gabriel says, was it crypto winning, LJ? Making fun of you? No, crypto was inside of the he was in the comments. No, he was in the chat. Crypto was in the chat. No, I'm talking about there's somebody over there. He commented like he commented like 5 times inside of the under the video, right? It's like, dude, do you know when you comment that much, something's inside of you that's just you can't even control when you commenting by 4th. Hey man, I mean, he's saying it too. He's like, man, I can't believe I'm commenting again. Man, I can't believe I'm watching this whole video. I can't believe well, you are. You are. I think it's hilarious. I think it's absolutely hilarious. Gabriel says, my little cousin has a debt person mindset. Oh, okay, mindset, and want to help him. Only if he'll listen, Gabriel. If he's not ready to listen, the only person you're going to frustrate is yourself. Okay, so be very careful. You're just going to frustrate yourself, man. NC Big says, I love kickball. Loved it. I kicked up. I kicked it over the fence all the time, man. I was never the last person picked, and I kind of felt sorry for the last dude that got picked. I used to feel sorry, man. I used to, but I would, and if I was the person picking them, I would make sure they didn't feel bad for being the last person picked, right? I don't know why that was always inside of me, because I just wanted them to believe in themselves that, hey, man, I know you're small. I know you're not as big as me or whatever, right? But you can change that. It doesn't matter. And I didn't know I was doing that at such a young age, but I just felt bad for a person like that. You know what I'm saying? Gabriel says, bro, I'm cracking up. LJ, you're funny, man. Appreciate it, man. I try to be funny. I'm just, man, Gabriel, I'm just happy that you getting this info at such a young age, man. You're going to kill it. Don't think I didn't forgot about my $1 million, Gabriel. Don't think I ain't forgot about it, okay? He says he wants to lease a car. Oh, God. In the middle of a pandemic. That right there, Gabriel, you know he doesn't know. He doesn't know. He probably wants to lease a car because of the small payments. I know he does. I get it. I totally get it. Totally get it. Now, if you're new to the channel, don't be shy, okay? I'm not here to put you down. I'm not here to make you feel dumb. I just don't want you to, I want you to be successful. I want you to be financially successful. I want to help you see through the fear of what's going on right now. Right now, it's a lot of fear going on right now in the world. Okay. And I don't want you to feel like it's just you. It's millions of people. Okay. Don't pay attention to people that sound like they're winning. Okay. I'm not saying that they're not winning, but people that are winning are happy to tell you if you understand. Okay. If you understand how money works, people that are winning with money want to help you. But they people that are winning the money, they don't really have the patience to say, hey man, you just got to know basic mathematics first. You got to have a solid foundation first. And you say, what's that? You got to believe in mathematics. You have to. And there is no wavering. It's mathematics, and it's mathematics only. And if you do decide to waver, you're going to know it on purpose that you're going to, hey, if I get this loan, I know that I'm putting myself in debt. I know it. Now, there's a difference. This is a pandemic, okay? This is a pandemic. If nobody knows what's going to happen, even people that are debt free, we'll go in debt if we have to survive. If I got to eat, pay my rent, I will go into debt if I had to. All right. I'm not going to buy a car. I'm not going to buy some rims. I'm going to buy food. I'm going to buy gas. I'm going to pay my light bill. I'm going to pay my internet bill. I'm going to buy clothes, things that keep me alive. Okay. Dave says, if people are in debt, they should not be investing in the stock market or their 401k. They should be investing in themselves, although now is an excellent time to get into the stock market if you're debt free. For sure, Dave. For sure. If you got money, this is like Christmas. I'm sure Andre's celebrating Christmas right now. He's got to be celebrating Christmas. Probably wrapping his presents under the Christmas tree. Hey man, we're in June. What do you got Christmas? Hey, don't worry about that. Why you got Christmas paper? Don't worry about that either. Don't worry about none of that. It's Christmas for me. If I had some money, you better believe I'll be investing in Carnival stock. You better believe it. You better believe it. Dave says, and had savings where were well managed with their finances for sure. James says, should I invest in the stock market during a pandemic? If you have money, yeah, for sure. For sure. Right now is the time because it's going to come back. It's coming. Everybody must fly. That's never stopping. You must fly. Okay. People are going to get on. People are going to take vacations. They're going on cruises. You already see that right now. Carnival stock. Somebody just sent that the other day, a couple days ago. It was $8. Now it's up to like 24. Somebody just told me. Don't quote me on that. Okay. Because I'm not investing in anything but myself right now. So don't quote me on that. Somebody just sent that to me. Okay. I don't know. But right now is the time. People have to fly. People will go on cruises and anything else. Apple is not going anywhere. People will die without their iPhones. Okay. They will die before they lose their iPhones. They're coming. They're not going anywhere. Okay. Yeah, that's what I thought. You're welcome, James. Scout says, LJ, during the early part of this new economy, I was thinking delivery service would be a good side hustle or business to think about. Any ideas? Yeah, delivery service is a new way of thing. It's delivering food. That's never stopping because you got to look at it this way, Ken. they're gonna now that people are working from home. All right, the slaves are going to be happy that they're working from home and they're not in traffic anymore. They don't have to drive a car, so they're going to work more hours, and they're not even going to. They're going to be at home and still not want to cook because they're going to put in more hours. Right? They're going to want food delivery, package delivery, all that stuff. That's the next biggest thing. That's about to go through the freaking roof. And for you fitness fanatics, obesity is about to go through the freaking roof. Obesity is about to be out of this world, out of this world. People they don't even have to get up and go out and get their fast food anymore. It's being delivered. People are paying more for the delivery of food than the food itself. Gabriel says, LJ, you should do a documentary about people in debt. What do you mean? Do what? What's up, Black Knight? How you doing, man? So I saw you slide in here. People usually lease cars because they want to drive a vehicle they can afford. So they can drive a car that they can afford. That's a Black Knight. You joking, right? That's a joke, right? You got to put some laughing, funny faces at the end. Dave says, I bought 60 shares of Delta stock last month at $18.69 a share. Now it's 31. Congratulations. Congratulations. Ain't going to do nothing but go up. Right now, I'm telling you right now, if you got money, I'm jealous. I'm jealous of people that have money to do that right now because I would be all up in that stock market. And honestly, you know what I would do? I would find somebody that understands that well. I would say, hey, dude, you know about the stock market? They say, yeah, let me see your personal credit report first. I would see that first, see that he's debt free. I say, okay, I want you do your thing. Do your thing. I don't know anything about it. Here's some money. Do your thing. But first, I would see if the person invested in themselves first. If they're not in debt, I would say, do your thing. Gabriel says, hey, LJ, when do you think the martial law will actually have things as far as I don't really get on social media too much, right? And people that talk the stuff that's going on, I just unfollow those people that talk too much, right? But it seemed like things are calming down as far as rioting goes. So it might not be needed, right? He's already called it. Okay. The president's already called martial law. You got to understand it. He's already said it. He doesn't have to say martial law. By him saying that he's bringing in the military to control people inside the U.S., that's martial law. Okay. Nice says, I want LJ and the Scout and NC Briggs and Hyphy and Cosmic all on the kickball team. We bringing them all the smoke. Right. Man, I used to love kickball. Loved it. I love kickball. Jason says, there are many lazy people here in Atlanta who don't know how to cook or want to. Food delivery personnel can can make a killing here. You better believe that's gonna be United States wide, period. Charles 2003 says, I was just going to ask about airline investing and traveling. Do they lower the prices or raise the prices of stock and airline tickets? I don't know enough about it. I'm just saying in general, everybody's going to fly. Flying's not going anywhere. Then we need an airline, period. Nobody's going to be flying or driving across the United States. Air travel is here to stay. It's not stopping. Never will stop. Okay. Dave Sincere says, I used Uber Eats twice before. I literally paid $32 for something that normally cost me $18 when I go into the restaurant. Exactly. See what I'm saying? They're going to be paying more for business. I mean, they're going to be paying more for the food itself. Andre says, no martial law, bad for business. See, and most definitely bad for business, for sure. But at the same time, Andre, things have calmed down now. If they continue, because looting is bad for business, burning down buildings is bad for business. All right, that's really bad, right? That would have to stop. But things seem to be calming down, so I don't think it's needed. I just think what the president said, you guys better stop, or else I'm going to stop it. Period. Andre says that the threat alone is enough. See, Andre, but you got to remember, though, unless people hear the president say martial law, they don't understand what he said. They don't really, unless they read the rules of martial law, they don't even realize that he doesn't have to say martial law. He can just do it. He doesn't even have to say it, right? But again, a lot of people, the majority of people don't even realize that the president wasn't even voted in. You ask the average person out there, hey, did you vote for, President Trump? They'll probably say, yay. Now, he wasn't voted in. They would look at you with this deer in the headlights. Like, what do you mean? What do you talk about? I'm not explaining any of that. Gabriel says, unpopular opinion, money is not time. Time is not money. Money is not time. Time has nothing to do. Yeah, those are two different things for sure. But if you want to trade your time and your life for it, go right ahead. Go right ahead. Trade the time in your life. I did it for the first 40 years of my life. I traded the time in my life for money. What's up, Reality Game Design? What's going on, man? The people that didn't use their stimulus check money in the stock market are hating on the winnings for people that didn't junk their money away during the pandemic. Yeah. A lot of people invested in some Jordans. What else did I see on social media? What else were they doing? They're doing a lot of stuff with their stimulus money. First, they were, hey, my God, I got my stimulus check. Did you get yours? Oh, man, I'm refreshing my screen. This is what they're saying on social media. Man, I've been refreshing my bank account, man. Make sure it was deposited. Why are you saying that on social media? You're in debt. That's why you're saying that. Oh, you got yours? I didn't get mine. They on social media fanning it out, going to cash their check, fanning it out. Look at all this money. That's a lot of money. You can't go up to a person in debt and say, hey, you know that money in your hand? Yeah, that's not even real. That's not even there. Dave says, most states have already deactivated their National Guard. Here in Atlanta, due to voting, they removed the curfew, plus no arrests were made the last few days. So many local governments feel it's somewhat subsided. Yeah, see, I haven't been seeing too much more like rioting and violence and stuff like that. So I believe, this is my belief. I believe the president has things in place. They're on the outskirts. It's so funny when I watch videos right now and you see the National Guard in the background, I really don't pay attention to the people or the other. I just look at the National Guard. I just like to look what they're doing. They're just kind of walking around in the background. I'm like, why are you guys there? They'll park a big Humvee or a long brigade of Humvees and all these weird machines with big tires and all this other stuff, right? It's like, okay, what's your present there for? You just kind of make people, that's not the military, that's like the National Guard, right? Where's the National Guard? I want to walk up to them and say, hey, where's the military at? Where are they hiding at? They says a homie of mine on Facebook bought a pool table with a stimulus check. Whatever. Scout says, LJ soon going to dip into gold, silver for investment. Pumped like little kid to actually see my first investment. That's nice, man. Gold, you're not gonna be able to, you're not gonna lose with gold. Because gold is intrinsic. I'd be like, I like learning new stuff too. It's intrinsic, right? It has its own value. You can go anywhere in the world and buy anything you want with gold. Everybody, no matter what language you speak, you pull out some gold, they understand what that is. Oh, that's gold. Okay, whatever. You know, you go to another country and pull out a US dollar, they're gonna be like, oh shit, what's that? What? But you pull out some gold, they're gonna be like, oh yeah, I know what gold is. High Fee says, I seen a video of Trump jumping like he peed himself because someone yelled Allah Akbar. I'm just curious to see what he's going to do next. You know, what's he going to do? I just don't think I just don't think he's going to let himself go down in history as the president that allowed the economy to tank. I just don't think he will do that. I just don't think that'll happen. Now the elections are coming up with all this stuff going on, right? Who do you think the majority even have time to research the candidates? No, they don't. They don't have time to research the candidates. They're so busy on, hey man, I just want Trump out of here. What about the candidates? Do you think they're better? Or nah, man, you know, I just want Trump out of here. But what do you think about so-and-so, so-and-so? Oh man, I don't care anybody but Trump. Really? Anybody but Trump. Anybody. Really? Oh, okay. All right. Well, whatever. Thank you, Gabriel. Appreciate it. NC Big says, I can't invest student loans looking at me like, hi. So I can't think about it right now. Yeah, you can't. Don't do that for sure. Reality Game Design. LJ, do you think Trump is going to get a second term? I believe he's going to get a second term. Yes. And this is why I think he's going to get a second term, because I didn't believe he was going to get a first term. That's why I believe he's going to get a second term. I know that sounds crazy. I know it sounds crazy. But when he first ran for president, I was like, there is no way in hell he's going to be president. These women's scandals, grabbing women's coochies and all this other stuff, whatever. I'm just going by what I heard on the internet and stuff, right? Right. And I'm like, there is no way he's going to be president. Then when he became president, and when he became president due to electoral votes, that's why I think he's going to get a second term, because he got a first term. That's the only reason why I think he's going to get a second term. Dave says they're going to do something. I think part of the delay is revenge for all the rioting. Yeah. And also the Republicans in the House feeling that they already gave too much money blindly to people in the CARES Act. And, you know, honestly, I know nothing about Republicans, Democrats. And I'm going to be honest with you guys. I have no idea what the difference between the two. I know one's blue, one's red. That's about my extent. I don't even look at that. I just think opposites fighting is a distraction. Okay. I think they're all up in there and they're all together and they just pretend like they're apart to the public, because the public loves opposites. Color, the race, Democrat, Republican, this and that. I just think they love just that they keep people confused, keep people paying attention to what's really going on. I pay attention to none of it, especially when the president run. I didn't know anything about electoral votes until President Trump won. I didn't know. I was like, wait a minute, what's the popular vote? Somebody said that's the people, and then I said, but he didn't win the popular vote. They was like, no, he won the electoral votes. I said, what's that? Then I went and looked it up. I was like, what? Oh man, you know, then this is people. Oh man, you know, there's a lot of Democrats in California. So if they didn't do that, the electoral votes, they would win. I was like, what? the United States, we're one, right? We're all one, right? Yeah. Then we all vote in this country, right? Yeah. So if we vote for this, that means we all voted, right? Yeah. Then they try to give you some explanation. I'd be like, whatever. Quincy says, I don't follow politics, but Trump will win in November. I believe he will. I believe he will. Scal says, LJ, I'm a real word guy. That's my word of the day, intrinsic. Intrinsic. I like that word too, intrinsic. Reality Game Design says, LJ, do you think Trump is going to, yeah, oh, did I say that already? Yeah, I did say that already. Gabriel says, the sheeples, LJ, that's why they must vote. They got to blame somebody. There got to be somebody in front of people of the sheeple to say, it's your fault. Why did this happen? Your fault. Why did this happen? Your fault. Why am I in debt? Your fault. Why I can't get anything? Those taxes. Why can't I? It's the governor. It's the mayor. They got to have people. There got to be people in front so people can blame somebody. That's why representatives are there. They said so many companies have donated a lot to his campaign. I bet you they are. And you know what's so funny? I remember when I was, you know, when I just watched the stuff on TV and they say, hey, so-and-so's going to have a $15,000 a plate dinner. I'm like, $15,000 a plate. And you've got to think about it. Who's going to pay $15,000, $20,000 a plate to have a plate of food at the presidential? People with influence, with money. You think do you really think people with money are really spending $15,000 on a plate of food? No, they're not. They're not playing. That's just words, semantics, whatever, right? There's a reason why they're dropping 15 grand a plate of food. Andre says, I knew he would have 2 terms when he was on Oprah. I got to watch that. I didn't know Trump was on Oprah. I didn't know that. Dave says, Trump himself didn't even think he was going to win the presidency. They only did it for publicity. NC Big says, Bush won the election the same way as Trump. Oh, did he? See, I didn't even know that. Dave Sincere says, I think that's why he's not super serious. If people weren't dying and losing their homes and lives, this would be all comical. Just to watch Trump and his treatment of people around him, I think he's fired more people in the last 4 years than Obama and W. Bush in the last 16. Has he? Andre says that is the continuation of 3-5 law from back in the day. I'm not sure what that is. Andre be throwing out some stuff. Now, you know you're going to have to explain it, Andre. Okay? I'm going to tell you right now, I don't know what that means, but I do want to know. Nigel says, the highest public office in this country is officially a joke. Black Knight, D.C. was the only place the president deployed federal troops. And he sent them back after retired general officers condemned him. Was this recent? Was this recent, Black Knight? D.C. was the only place the president deployed federal troops. And he sent them back after retired general officers come. Oh, man, I didn't know that. Wow. In the 80s. Dave Sincere says, many people view Trump as a joke, but these major companies, he's like their Malcolm X. Companies love Trump and how he stands up for them in the world economy. I really, honestly, when I see our president do the things he do, I always ask myself, why is he doing that? Well, I always think like this. What is he, when something outrageous happens, like when he does something on Twitter, this is what I don't go into what he says. I always think to myself, what is he trying to distract me from? What is he trying to make me not see? Okay, that's not normal. Why would a president say that? Doesn't matter what he says. What's behind me? What's he trying to? It's like, look at the shiny thing. Look at the shiny thing. I'm like, I'm not looking at the shiny thing. I want to know what you're trying to hide. What are you trying to do? That's how I think. Appreciate you, Nicer. Reality Game says, if you were smart, you would just put money in Amazon stock, even at a Even at fractional shares, if you leave money invested, it will just continue to increase. Yeah, Amazon ain't going nowhere anytime soon. Nowhere. Oh, black man's votes. Oh, that's why Jay-Z said that in that song. What is that song I just downloaded? That's why Jay-Z said that. 3/5 of a man of a white vote. That sure is. Meek Mills with that's why Jay-Z said that. Okay. Thank you, Andre. Okay. Yeah, I was listening to a song by Meek Mill. It's called What's Free, featuring Rick Ross and Jay-Z, right? And Jay-Z says that. He says that what Andre just said in this song. So now, okay, got it. Later turn into zoning. Okay, I got it. Sure is. All right. One second, guys. Okay. 3/5 law was the U.S. government saying a black person only count as 3/5 of a human being for representational purposes in Congress. Each state representation was based on population in the 1800s. Yeah, okay, that's why Jay-Z says that in the song. Okay, that makes sense to me. Man, you guys getting deep. Dave says the South had more people, so they thought they should have more representation in Congress. The North was like, hell no. Majority of people in the South are slaves. You can't count on them. Okay. Gotcha. Now when I listen to that song, I'll be like, oh, got it. So they came to compromise with 3/5 compromise. Wow. Let me see something now. You guys got me curious as hell now. Oh. All right, I'm not gonna listen to it. Now I want to hear it now. Now I can hear what Jay-Z's saying. Okay, now for those of you guys who want to listen to that song, it's by Meek Mill. What's Free? It's called What's Free. Rick Ross, Jay-Z. I'm gonna put that. Let me put the video in here. Put that URL of the video in here. What's free? For those of you who don't know, I'm gonna put the link to the song in there so you guys can see it. There we go. Andre says, and that was only free black men. Wow. Hyphy says, we can build about this later on Discord. The conversation can go pretty. Yeah, you're right, Hyphy. I'm not gonna go that deep in there. It just when he said that, I was like, whoa. Because Jay-Z said that in the song, I was like, okay. And I thought about it. I was like, what does Jay-Z mean by that, right? Because I do a lot of thinking in my car when I'm driving. So I play certain music, right? I do a lot of thinking. And he said that in the song. 3/5 was also a way of justifying the brutal slavery of black people. Okay. All right. Yeah, that is it. I like that song. I'm a Jay-Z fan. So Jay just, man, he just be, man. Anyway, let's get back on the topic here. All right. Appreciate you, Hyphy. Appreciate you, man. Hey, so now, all right, so we're about 2 hours, 20 minutes in there. So any other questions? If you're new to the channel, don't be shy. If you have any questions, should I invest during a pandemic? Okay. If you're new, nobody's going to treat you bad. Nobody's going to make you feel bad for saying this. Nobody's going to make you feel dumb. Just let me know. If you have any questions of me, if you want a free 30-minute consultation, right there, SavingsMinusDebt.com, scrolling along the bottom. You don't have to prepare yourself. You don't have to get things together. I just want to hear you speak. Once I hear you speak, we'll know right away if my service is for you or if you even want my services. Okay. You can be part of the SMD family. You can join the, let me put that link up there. If you want to join the SMD members only group, you can. Here, let me put the link in there so you guys can have it. Oops. Here's the link. If you want to join the SMD members only group, where we talk about certain things that I don't talk about openly in public, that we don't, not just me, but we don't. I go a little deeper into things that you might want to understand, like maybe you want to understand what HSA, 401k, you want to go a little deeper. What do you mean by phantom income? What do you mean by you can build wealth off of taxes, right? The taxes are the only guaranteed ROI, blah, 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 right? So, and plus I say a lot of, we communicate in the members only community on YouTube, right? There's an area you can type stuff, put up pictures, blah, blah, blah. You can do that stuff, and members only see that kind of stuff. So Herbert said, let's talk money. Yeah, I saw that video in C Biggs. I did. You talking about that animated video? I did watch that. I just it's very difficult for me to get into the animated videos. They just like, hey, they got a person going. You know, I just can't really get into that. Nice says Jay-Z nice with the bars, but it's hard for me to listen to his voice, so I'm not a fan. See, Nice. I love his voice. His style is just, he's, you know, when Jay-Z comes on, you know it's Jay-Z, right? You just know it's Jay-Z. You gotta love his voice or hate his voice, one or the other. Reality game, LJ, can you rate your top 3? No, I'm not into people like, I'm not into rappers like that. Like, I can name their albums, I can name which one was #1. I just like, if they got a song that come out and it's banging, I just say I like that song, right? I don't know about albums. I don't know. If you said, hey, name the last 3 albums Jay-Z made, I couldn't name his albums, right? I wouldn't know the name of his albums, right? But there's songs, if there's a couple songs that I can name them, right? Any other questions, you guys? Any other questions? This is a very good conversation. Very good. I love it. I love it. I love it. Any people in the backgrounds quietly, if you want to email me, let me throw up my email address, because I get a lot of people doing that. Just in case, if you want to share this channel, this is all you got to do. Just tell them to Google #SavingsMinusDebt. I will be the only person that comes up in that Google search, right? You say Google #that, I'll be the only one coming up there. Please don't forget to hit that like button. You can follow me on Instagram at SavingsMinusDebt. If you came across this accidentally and you didn't subscribe and you want to find me again, all you got to do is just type in that SavingsMinusDebt. You can find me again. There's my email, SavingsMinusDebt@gmail.com. You got any questions, you can find me. You can just email me there. Dave says, Jay-Z resonates more with us because he's speaking our language now. You're right. Empowerment, financial responsibility, ownership. And you know what's so crazy in this song? In the song, not only does he talk about what Andre just said, right? He says something like, yeah, and I'm barely paying any taxes and stuff like that, right? Only people that are financially free understand that, right? People in debt would say, oh, he's not paying any taxes because he's rich. Well, yeah, that's true, but it's not the way you're thinking. He's not paying taxes like they believe he's being treated special because he's rich. No, he's not paying taxes. Yeah, it's because he's rich, but it's very difficult to explain. But when he said that in the song, I knew exactly what he meant. Scout says, LJ, about to take off. Another great show, and bye to the rest of the crew. Appreciate you, Ken, man. Thank you, sir. Thank you for joining. Dave Sincere says, LJ, take a listen to the story of OJ by Jay-Z when you can. Okay, let me write that down. OJ. Where's my? Let me just use this one. Okay, OJ by Jay-Z. All right, will do. Actually, let me type this in here right now. Oh, there it is right there. Okay, cool. Got it. So I'm going to leave that up there so I can listen to it after I'm on. Nicer says, do love Nas, though he bring it with Ether though. See, I'm just the opposite, Nicer. I'm not a fan of Nas. I never could get into him. But I'm not saying that he's bad. I just I've never been a fan of him. Dave says, I'm sure you already heard it, but it makes more sense during this pandemic. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna check it out. Black Knight says the 3/5 compromise only applied to slaves living in the southern states. It had nothing to do with free black men living in the North. Wow. Dave says, now that I'm an adult and living in it, his lyrics make a lot more sense. And you know what I noticed too? I noticed now that I'm debt free, I'll listen to certain songs, and people that understand awareness and consciousness and money, you can hear it in their songs once you become aware. Like you go back and listen to the songs, you be like, damn, they were saying it the whole time. Yep, they were saying it the whole time. Reality Game Design says, did you hear the Starbucks is not planning to have customers back inside the store for the new? Ooh, I did not hear that. Why would they do that? Why would Starbucks decide to keep people out of their stores? Because I guess a lot of people, when you go to Starbucks, a lot of people are just lounging around using up their internet, right? Just not really buying anything, not really buying no coffee, having meetings, free meetings up in there, right? I get it, but I don't see it being very profitable, right? This is probably their time. I got to read that. I got to read about that. I haven't heard about that, but it would make sense for them to. I got to think about that. Why would they do that? Andre says tax breaks are the government's way of incentive. I hate it when you guys use big words that I don't know about. I know what you're saying. Behavior. Incentiving. Am I saying that right? Incentiving? Let me get that word now. Dave says money and financial independence have its own language. Sure do, for sure. Shout out to Atif for the $9.99 super chat. Appreciate you, sir. Using see, hey, check it out. Hey man, I'm cool with that. Okay, I get it. All right, using borrowed money to show some love and support for the channel. Seriously, thanks for the info. I appreciate you, man. Thank you for coming in. I do. All right, I really do, and I sincerely I appreciate the $9.99 super chat. I really do. Okay, I'm not even joking. I'm serious. Okay, thank you for coming in, speaking your piece, speaking your mind. You know, good. You know, not crazy. So I appreciate it, man. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Dave says, oh, okay, I got that, Dave. I see it every day. I pick up the Wall Street Journal and Financial Times. You know what? Sometimes I'll be getting some articles and then I'll go to the Wall Street Journal, right? And, you know, they want you to become a member to read their stuff. I'm like, damn, you guys are going to force me to become a member because sometimes they be having some good articles, man. They be having some good articles and I want to read them. And it says, Pop, you got to be a member. I'm like, damn it. Andre says Starbucks is also closing 400 stores. Whoa. Why are they doing that? Stop people from sitting in and closing. Why are they? They must be redoing something. They must be restructuring. Interesting. That is very interesting. Dave Sincere says, I'm sure it's only temporary with Starbucks. They can't be their permanent model moving forward. That can't be their permanent model. I don't know. I don't know what they're doing. Yeah, but it's cool though, man. It's cool because you know what? I look at it this way. When Ill Wills was over, Ill Wills, like, I don't know if you guys know this in the room, but when I did the collab, Chief said he doesn't know Denzel, but I'm just saying in general, okay? Uh, uh, when I was doing the collab with Denzel, Ill Wills came over there and did a super chat, donated some money over there with Denzel, just to show that, hey, you know, we might disagree, but it's cool. You know, it's real cool. It's cool. So again, I appreciate that, Atif. Really, I really do, and I mean that. I really mean that. Okay. Reality Game Design says, in world news, the Floyd family actually wrote a letter to the UN to disarm U.S. police. I don't think that will ever happen. Not in our lifetime. Dave says, LJ, all you have to do is buy a membership from eBay. Buy a membership from eBay. I have a yearly membership for Wall Street Journal and only paid $100, digital and print. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. That's not bad because they be having some good articles. I ain't gonna lie. Sometimes they'll pop up with something, right? And then they block it. I'm like, God, dog it, you know? And another one. Another one, just cause. Okay, I appreciate it, Atif. I really do, man. I appreciate it. Shout out to Atif for the $9.99 super chat. Twice, sir. Appreciate it. All right, I'm done. I appreciate it. See that? Hey, Ill Wills, you see that? See what I'm saying? That's cool. Same thing with you, Ill Will. See what I'm saying? Same thing, man. You did the exact same thing over there, Denzel. I appreciate it, Atif. I really do. I might be laughing or whatever, but I'm dead serious. I appreciate it. Dave says, I have a 3-year digital membership with Financial Times. I have a 3-year digital membership with Financial Times for $35. Check on eBay and Amazon. Okay, I will do that because I do want to. I do on the financial part of the Wall Street Journal because they're, you know, I can depend on their information, right? I can depend on what they're putting in. So I'm gonna just do that to better inform myself. So when I talk to you guys, I won't be saying, well, I'm always very careful that I'm not spitting out misinformation. I'm here working on 2 laptops and 1 PC. That's how we do it, LJ. That's how we do, LJ. Yeah, Dave says, disarming the police in America will never happen. That won't happen anytime in our lifetime. It won't. Yeah, that is cool. That's all right. That's all right. I appreciate it. All right, we're 2 hours and 30 minutes in, you guys. We can keep going for another 30 minutes. It's up to you. I invite somebody that might not have said anything. I don't want you to be shy. You know, I don't want you to be scared during this pandemic. I don't want you to invest with money that you don't have. You know, I don't want you to invest with fear. All right. Don't invest in fear. Another good live. While we're waiting, you know what I put out there in the community too. We should start up a article thing, right? So when we come on a live, and I would read articles to you via debt-free language, right? Translate it from debt to debt-free so people can understand what it's really saying. Because last time we did a live, it was cool to read it via debt-free so people can understand what things are really saying, right? So that was cool. I really enjoyed that. That was fun. Wall Street Journal have some really good articles, but I think Financial Times is a hair better. Okay, all right, I'll check out the Financial Times. I didn't even heard of the Financial Times, honestly. So thanks for putting that. They are more analytical. Andre says, I agree. Dave, FT is the best. Oh, Financial Times is the best. Best of a lot. Okay, now you guys got me really curious. Now let me put that in so I don't forget that. Financial Times. Not Financial Limes, Linnell. Financial Times. What's wrong with you, Internet? You can't find it. You knew what I meant. You knew what I meant, Internet. Oh, that's ft.com. Okay. Cool. Thank you, sirs. I like that interactive session where you read the articles in the last. I do. I like that too. That was good. I really enjoyed that. I really did enjoy that. Right. That was fun. And I'm going to leave that up to you guys. So when I put that up there and I say, hey, I don't know what I'm going to title it, right? But I want you guys to be prepared with your articles to send to me so we can do that online, right? We're just going to get straight into it so I can translate, especially for people that are watching in the background in silence, because I know you guys probably, you read articles, but I promise you, if you're in debt, you read articles very differently than when you're not in debt. Okay, I promise. Dave says, the Financial Times is expensive if you buy through a company. I check the prices. Okay. Nicer says, if y'all come across a good article or video, send it to LJ to do a review. Yeah, please do. I'm not going to do this one, but I was on YouTube and I came across this dude, man. Let me see. Let me see this dude. Let me see. This guy was hilarious, man. I'm not going to do a review on him. Okay. I'm gonna show you guys this guy. Okay. This guy was killing me, man. He's giving financial advice, right? Is this him? Yeah, Chris. Oh, this guy was killing me. He got hip hop music playing. Now, this guy was killing me. I don't know who he is. This just came up on my timeline. I'm going to share it with you guys. This guy's funny. This guy is funny. All right, here it goes. Here's this guy, right? All right, now he's giving financial advice. Okay, now go check him out. I'm not saying he's doing anything illegal. I'm not saying that he's doing anything wrong. I'm not talking negative about him. I want you guys to understand. I'm not saying anything negative about him, right? But he was funny. He's funny. I like funny financial dudes, right? It just cracks me up. So his intro, he got this hip hop music coming in. It's like, wow, okay, all right. I don't know why you doing all that, but whatever, right? And I was watching one of his videos, and he was talking about when to pay credit cards and the statement date versus the due date, when you should do this, so you could trick the credit card company so they don't get over on you. I'm like, oh, you're going to trick somebody that's been at this game for over 100 years? Okay, what are you going to show me that's going to get around what they're doing? No, you're not. Anyway, he's funny. I don't know who he is. I don't know. I was just watching him. I was watching him yesterday. Right. That dude was killing me, man. He was funny. But I did one of my videos. I don't know if I told you guys this, but one of my videos, I did a review on this tax lady, this black lady. She was a tax person, right? And she was good to me, right? But anyway, they reached her firm reached out to me and said, hey man, we saw that video you did a review on her. We was wondering, could we use this and that so we can. I said, yeah, sure, man, go ahead. Do your thing. They was like, hey man, I appreciate you doing that. Hey man, no problem, man. She's good. I can tell she's good. And I don't even have to use her to see if she's good. It was says LJ, he's too flashy. He's too flashy to be handling anyone's money. He has one more jewels than he has teeth. I'm good, thanks. I'm not saying go to him to watch him handle money. I'm just saying he's funny. I just think he's funny, right? He's hilarious, you know. But you got to remember, Ill Wills, he's doing the look to make people. How many? Let me see. How many people he got? Let's see. He's got a little over 7,000 subscribers, right? I just think he's funny. He's hilarious, right? He's a funny dude. I have no idea who he is, right? And I'm not knocking his business. I'm not even, he couldn't even pronounce guarantee. So, Ill Wills, in other words, you're saying that you're going to sign up for his service? Is that what you're saying? No, I'm joking. I'm just playing. I'm just playing. Reality Game Design says, I feel like he made the channel from his stimulus. Dude's funny. I ain't gonna lie. He's funny. He's funny. He's out there hustling. He's making his money. Dave Sincere says there's a YouTube channel that talks about stocks called the Wall Street Trapper. I think it's pretty good. Oh, let me look that up. Sorry, Chris, I got to look this up, man. Wall Street Trapper. There we go. Now, what are you saying about him? Oh, you said he's pretty good. I think he's pretty good. Okay, let me check him out. All right, I'm gonna check. I always want to look to see what new people are saying. Dave says that dude video you posted, he looked like one of the Migos. He's probably he's probably a rapper. All right, you guys, we're 2 hours, 41 minutes in. We're going to wrap it up in about 20 minutes, okay? So we're going to wrap this up. Any other questions? Any other questions? Any other questions? Andre says, I regularly bet against the Robinhood YouTube set. Right, exactly. Talking about that Robinhood app, stuff like that. Ill Will says, I don't want a lawyer that tell you other clients' businesses, nor do I want a flashy person handling my money or financial information. He is an MC Ponzi scheme. He is MC Ponzi scheme. Oh God, that's funny. That's funny. Hey man, you know what? It's like this. They're out there. They're making their money. YouTube's full of them. You know. Yeah. Dave says Wall Street Trapper. He's from Louisiana. He talks about the stock market, ETFs, how to invest, the things to look out for, and explains it in a way most people who live in urban areas can understand. Okay. All right. All right. Atif says, I don't want to ask something stupid, so I'll look over the stream later. Nothing stupid in here. Ask it, man. You got about 15 minutes to ask, man. So you can ask anything you want. And don't feel I don't want anybody to feel like something stupid to be asked in here. Nothing stupid in here. Nothing. So we got about 15 minutes left, you guys. Any other questions? Any other questions? And we're going to go 15 minutes if there's still questions, right? I don't want to just be sitting here and where nobody's going to say anything, okay? But I did subscribe to that Wall Street Trapper dude, Dave. So I can check him out. I'm curious now. Oh boy, he's got that one dude in it. Uh-oh. Well, I'm not gonna knock him just for. Oh, he's got a couple of times in there with him. I forgot that guy. What's his name? Anyway, I'm not gonna say anything until I watch it. So let me not say that. Ill Will says he is investing in jewelry that loses value. That is a bad investment from the gate. That's true. Atif says, I didn't come in at the beginning, but what's a synopsis on how to invest in yourself? Savings minus debt equals how much money you have in real life. That's how. Okay. Savings minus debt equals how much money you have in real life. So if you do savings minus debt and your finances are in the negative, you look at it this way. You start with the business of yourself. Savings minus debt equals how much equals if you're still in business. If your finances are in the negative, the business of you is not in business. So you start with yourself. That's it. The foundation is you. A person cannot start in the negative in the business because you're not going to do any business outside of yourself. You're not going to do anything outside of yourself better than yourself. Nobody's going to do that, right? You're not going to treat something outside of yourself better than yourself. So it starts right here with you. Believe in yourself and you will kill it outside of yourself. You will kill anything outside. You'll kill the game. You'll kill the financial game. Nobody will be able to fool you. Nobody will be able to financially fool you. All you got to do is, hey, before we go into business, let me see your credit report, because this way, Atif, this is the key that a lot of people in debt don't understand. When you're financially free, your credit report is full of zeros, and it's one page. It's one page and it's all zeros. Anybody I do business with, I'm going to say, let me see your personal credit report. They're going to ask, hey, my credit score is this. I'm going to say, no, I didn't ask for your credit score. I said your credit report. I need to see make sure your credit report looks like my credit report. If it looks like my credit report, I will know that you know what you're talking about. That's what it is, period. That's it. A lot of people don't understand this. Your credit report is your key through the whole financial game. Hey, man, look at my house. I got this car. I got this. Look at my clothes. Look at my jewelry, this and that. I don't care about any of that. Let me see your credit report. I'll show you mine if you show me yours. Why you want to see that? Here, I'll show it to you. It's all zeros. Here you go. Does yours look like that? No? Then never mind. Not everybody knows this. That's the foundation. That's it. The business of you. You start with the business of you. You will kill any business outside of you. You will kill it. When you start, say, for example, like this, you get ready to start a business, right? You go, hey, man, what kind of business loan should I get? The best one on the market. What kind of mortgage should I get? The best one on the market. Which one is that? I don't know. Whatever the best one is, go find it for me, person. That's it. Hey, what kind of tax person should I get? The tax person that you get to see their personal credit report. What kind of investor should I get? If you can see his credit report, that's the kind you get. Period. That's it. That's it. Reality Game Design says, I hear Trump about to go crazy with the tariffs again against China once it clears up. He's probably going to do a lot of things. ATL, what's up? Get your asses out of debt before investing. The real crash has not come, but it's on its way. You're right about that. It has not come yet. People think it's here. It's not even here yet. The hurricane is still out in the ocean. It's still sitting there. It's just turning. All we feel is the wind right now. We just feel hey, what's that strong gust? Whoa, my hat blew off. What the hell did that come from? I don't know. Something out there. Yeah, it's out there. You're welcome. You're welcome. Foundation is you. I like that. It's you. It's only you. I'm telling you, Atif, I'm saying like this, man. If you look at it this way. Remember, there's $1.6 trillion in student loan debt. The majority of only people in student loan debt have student loan debt. Only people in car loan debt have car loan debt. Only people in credit card debt have credit card debt. You get out of student loan debt, you're no longer part of that nonsense. You get out of car loan debt, you're no longer part of that nonsense. None of it. And you have less things to think about. And when you invest, you know exactly what to do, who to do it with, I don't even need, check this out. When I'm ready to invest when I have enough money to invest, right? I don't know anything about investing, but I do know how to pick the right investor, the person to invest for me. How do I know that? Let me see his personal credit report. Oh man, I'm good. Okay, let me see your personal credit report, and then that will tell me if you're good. How to pick the right tax person. Let me see your personal credit report. I need to make sure you ain't got no IRS trouble. You don't have any IRS trouble. You're welcome, sir. You're welcome. ATL says Wall Street Trapper deals with the Jay Morrison. Dave, you didn't tell me that. I'm not a Jay Morrison fan. I'm not a Jay Morrison fan. Stay the hell away from Jay Morrison. Do your own research when you talk about investing. Get with LJ to help you get out. Yeah, I'm not a Jay Morrison fan. That dude. He pushes FHA mortgages. He pushes those 401k 3B loans. Nah. But I'm gonna still listen to him. I'm gonna still listen. I'm gonna still listen to the Wall Street buddy. If he's pushing Jay Morrison, I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of Jay Morrison. Gabriel says, I just saw a commercial that they help you go to forbearance on student loans. Wow. A company that does that. How bad will the crash be, LJ? Just how bad, like the Great Depression? You can see it right now. This is all I'm saying. Millions of people are out of work. Millions with the jobs that were once there are gone. People that go back to work, they're not even going back at 40 hours. They're going back at part-time because of social distancing. There's new rules. You can't even pack up restaurants. Me and my girlfriend went to Captain George, right? There was every other table. You couldn't sit at certain tables. You had to sit far apart. They can't even bring in at full capacity. They can't even do that. So that means they don't need as many people, and those people are not working full time. They probably got everybody working part time. You know how Walmart do it? They do it just below the 40 hours or whatever, so they don't have to pay the benefits and all that stuff. They're probably all doing that now. They got to survive. They have to survive. I get it. Totally get it. All right, you guys, we got about 9 minutes before we get out of here. 9 minutes. 9 minutes. Yeah, that Jay Morrison dude. I don't like that Jay Morrison dude, man. And when I say I don't like him, I'm not saying as a person. I don't know Jay Morrison personally, right? I just know what he's preaching and what he's teaching, and I just think it's not good. It's not. I mean, it's legal. Let me understand something. Let me help you understand. What he's teaching is legal. Okay, he's not doing anything illegal. He looks like he's making money. That's what it looks like, I guess. But I don't really. I just think it's wrong to push FHA mortgages. FHA mortgages are for people that don't understand money. People that refuse to accept that they cannot afford a house. That's what FHA mortgages are for. That's what they're for. Dave Sincere says, I didn't know you didn't rock with Jay Morrison. Don't worry. Wall Street Trapper only talks about stocks, bonds, ETFs. He doesn't talk about FHA mortgages or getting into that. Okay, cool. Just Jay Morrison. Reality Gain says Florida is 50% at capacity inside the restaurants and full outside with social distancing. I just don't know where all this is going. Yeah, the real estate dude. Yeah, Jay Morrison is the real estate dude for sure. He's got a large presence. Jay Morrison is all over the place, right? He's doing his thing. He's making his money, right? Congratulations to him. But you know what? What I'm in for right now, I'm not very popular today, but I'm in it for the long run, right? Every video, every live I make will always be relevant. Every video I make will withstand it withstands time. This video I'm making right now will be relevant 10 years from now. Every video I make will always be relevant, always, because it's mathematics. Mathematics will never change. Math is one of the only things that withstands time. It never changes. 1 + 1 = 2 now. 1 + 1 will equal 2 after I'm dead. 100 years from now, 200 years from now, it will still be 2. Okay? Gabriel says Florida COVID numbers are still going up. If that's what they say, you go outside, it doesn't look like that. Dave says Jay Morrison lives in Atlanta. I think he pushes for home ownership at any cost. Yes, he does. He don't stress with debt-free living on your terms like you do. No, he doesn't. He's a businessman. He's making money. Hey, more people don't even. I'm gonna tell you this, right? I was in the barbershop the other yesterday or the day before yesterday. Recently, a couple days. Whatever. What's today? What's today? Wednesday, Tuesday. Yesterday. I was in the barbershop yesterday, right? Now, the guy in there must have told his friends what I do, right? So there was a couple of dudes, like when I was getting up and getting ready to leave, dude was like, "Hey man, what's up, man? Hey man, I heard you do that credit thing, man. I'm trying." He says it's like this to me. "Hey man, I'm trying to get my credit straight, man. I'm trying to get a house ASAP, man, but I need to get my credit straight, and I need to get my credit score up to a 600 first." And I was thinking to myself, first I told him, I said, "Yeah, man, I don't do that. I'm not a credit repair person." "Oh man, but I need to get that ASAP." I'm thinking to myself, you're not even hearing the word I'm saying. So I just gave my website. I say, "Hey, and this is what I do to see if people are serious. Here's my website. Go schedule yourself an appointment. I have to hand anybody that comes to me, right? And to know they're serious, I have to put it back in their hands to know that they're serious or not, right? So go to my website, schedule yourself. You can schedule yourself anytime you wish to talk to me, anytime, no barriers. You think I heard from him? Mm-mm. I knew that when he was asking me the questions. I knew, hey, yeah, he ain't gonna contact me because he wants a credit fixer. I'm trying to get a house ASAP. I need to get my score up to 600. Yeah, you're not right now, right off the bat. What you're telling me, I didn't say that to him, right? But right off the bat, I was like, yeah, you're not ready for a house. Why? Because you're saying you need to get your house, you need to get your credit score up to a 600. Yeah, you're not ready. You're not even close. Gabriel says in Seattle, LJ, they took over the city hall. Oh, really? Is this recent? Andre says herd immunity. Thanks to the protest. LJ. Oh, I got to read that. That's where I'm from, you guys. Seattle City. I'm from Seattle. Reality Game says New Zealand is 100% COVID free apparently and has lifted all restrictions. Who knows where this is going? Honestly, let me give you guys my opinion. I believe COVID is going to fade into the wind like it never happened. All you got to do is go out into the streets right now. Does it look like there's a killer virus floating around right now? If you go out to shopping, if you go to restaurants and stuff like that, does it look like there's a killer virus out there? It's just going to fade away. And the sheeple, you know what they're going to say? "Oh man, I knew it was fake." That's exactly what they want you to think. They're going to close down everything for a killer virus, not give anybody the cure and then open businesses back up. Does that make sense to you? That doesn't make sense to me. Andre says when the COVID numbers go up, it will be the protesters' fault. Yeah, that's who they'll blame it on. Dave Sincere says, I feel this channel is great for people who need to learn the basics and foundation. That's exactly what it's for, Dave. Why they're in debt and the things they've done to get there. The psyche of being in debt only after learning, for sure. This is the base. And I agree with you, Dave. This channel gives you the foundation to create wealth, right? You need a solid foundation. And I try to make it as simple as possible. All you need to do is trust mathematics. That's the base. That's it. Just trust math. That's it. That's all you got to do. If you always trust math, you will be rich. You will. Okay. Dave Sincere says this should they go out and entertain the other avenues. I'm not sure what you mean by that, Dave. They would be able to discern what avenue is right for. Okay, gotcha. Yes, right. It's like, I'm not gonna get into that. Okay, well, this is it. We got down to the last minute. We're out. Thank you, everyone, for participating. I'm much appreciated. Until next time, what's today? Wednesday. I'll probably not come back on till Friday, right? Thank you, everybody. Again, don't forget to join. If you want the further conversation, join the Discord server. It's in the details of the video. Check that out. Thank you, Hyphy, for setting that up. Hyphy is an SMD family member that got all that set all up. So you go in there. Don't forget, you can join the SMD members only group if you choose to, right? Where I put in more detailed videos to, let me put that up there one more time so you can see it. There you go. That's to join the members only group where we talk about more personal things in there and stuff like that. And appreciate you guys all for joining. Thank you. Until next time, you guys have a wonderful Tuesday. Appreciate you all, okay? Make sure nobody's jumping in saying anything for the last before All right, you guys have a wonderful, wonderful day. Okay, see you later.